Minnesota State Fair? Is that right?
No,
Oh,
I
you
was just
didn't
in
go-
Minnesota.
You're in
Yeah,
Minnesota.
I
You
went
got
to
yourself a premium grain belt there?
Yes, the friendly beer.
Fuck.
Yeah, 1893.
Why does it make it so friendly? What makes
Yeah,
it
what
friendly?
does make it
I
friendly?
think it's just
After
easy.
6 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real
you get-
friendly.
you get pretty
real
friendly. Yeah.
And it's easy drinking. Yeah, I
Real
love
easy
Grain Belt.
drinking.
Kevin's had it. Yeah, it's from the August Shell Brewing Company in New Ulm, Minnesota.
So, this episode
logo.
we're going to talk a little bit, well, mostly about
Point Break.
Democrats,
No,
not
oh.
Point Break.
Point Break.
No, I know you guys are very
We're ready
excited for that.
Point break. We're
Yeah.
ready.
Bo and Ryan love the Point Break. I don't understand it. I never will.
That'll be after
Much
the show.
like I don't understand the Democrats. Maybe because those are who I normally vote for. I don't want to admit how horrible and feeble they are, but here we are. I mean, you have some of the shittiest people you could probably put in an administration.
Oh, yeah.
In an administration right now that have no background in what they're doing, except for being hosts on Fox News. What's her name? Pirro? Jeannie Pirro?
Yeah, Judge Jean.
Doesn't that
Yeah.
bitch get drunk on her show
does,
all the
yeah.
time? And now she is
She
the
should
head
be
of
on
the
this
judge.
show.
She'll fit right in.
She should be.
They should have got Judge Judy. I mean, really.
Yeah, Judge Judy, man. She's like nice at least, and maybe not as much of a souser.
Yeah.
But oh god damn it, the Braves just hit a home run. So what is she? Head of the Department of Justice?
No, she's the United States Attorney.
Oh, United States Attorney. Oh yeah.
So she's the top federal prosecutor.
Wow, like Eric Holder was.
She's essentially had Jesse Lazovich's job. He was the United States Attorney for Montana.
For Montana, but she is for the country.
No, she's for, is it D.C.?
Oh, it is a
District
state.
of Columbia, something like that?
Oh, District of Columbia. Okay. Okay, so not as crazy as I
Pam
thought.
Bondi is our Attorney General.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Pam Bondi, and she's got a pretty good background.
Yep.
Very, sure she's done an awful lot. But so anyway, I mean, you look at what the media, has done. The popular, I'd say, right-wing media. They push these points and how weak and horrible Democrats are, and how bad the liberal and it's just, I mean, the hatred. You have your president come out on a stage and say, Democrats hate me. They hate America. I love America. I hate them too. Like, what kind of leader says that shit? And again, what makes the Democrats so bad that that's who we elect? Mike, we're going to start with you.
Good question.
I mean,
Make some sense out of this.
I don't think
What are they
you have
doing
to
wrong?
make sense out of it. I mean, look, what is it, like 37% approval rating?
Yeah,
You know,
well,
1 out of 3 people.
okay, but didn't we know
think
that?
That's okay.
I mean, so he was just on, I think it was Jesse Waters on Fox. Wasn't it him?
Yeah.
In Trump's phone
God, he's
called
a
in.
fucking worm, isn't he?
And
God, Jesse Waters,
but Trump's saying, I got the highest approval rating ever out of any
Sure.
president. He's like, well, no, Mr. Trump, that's that's among Republicans. And that's probably pretty low when it's at 70%. He goes, I'm over 70. No, you're wrong. I'm over 70%. He
fired the pollster, didn't
kept
he?
telling him, yeah, and then that person got fired. Again, yes.
He's only at 70% amongst Republicans?
71 or 2 or
Wow.
something. It's not a lot. But overall, with independents, he's got the second lowest rating ever. Or no, the first lowest rating. The second is his first term after his first year. So this is what's happening. And we're seeing the Democrats, I mean, okay, there really isn't anything they can do, I guess.
Right. They don't have any power.
They have no power, like
They don't have the court.
in Texas right now, they all flew to Illinois.
Yeah.
So they couldn't vote. Now they're all going to get arrested. Apparently they put arrest warrants out for them. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I heard. I guess you can do that. Can you?
Drag him back. Drag him back.
They did it
Drag-
in one of the seasons of House of Cards, if I remember.
Yeah.
Some guy got
there's
arrested,
precedent.
and they
Really?
drug him.
Precedent.
Yeah, they drug him. Yes, there's
To
a.
make them go vote?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to put up a stand, I would think, You're blatantly, I mean, how can you tell somebody thinks they're going to lose when they're doing all they can to try to prevent a loss? Like, you can see it. It's history will tell you. Most presidents lose the House, in the second year.
Yeah,
it's
most
just
do.
history. So now the Republicans are like, and I'll give them credit. They don't fuck around. They're not like Democrats. They don't sit back. They don't work with, Democrats. They do whatever the fuck they want, and they win. And then they win. They always win. They win with the Supreme Court, and Democrats sit back and do nothing.
Yeah, but 5 seats might not be enough for them.
Well,
they might need.
most numbers are saying they're going to need 30. I've heard they're going to need 30
I
seats.
think they're going to have to redistrict some other places too.
Well,
and you're right, but Democrats don't do that. I mean, you look at like when we had, we reapportion every 10 years in Montana, right? We
Yep.
have an independent
Yep.
committee that does it. Well, this particular cycle, the question was whether to put Lewis and Clark County into the Western District, and they decided not to do that, which means they basically created the Republican district, and they could have put Lewis and Clark in the Western District, like a lot of people say, because they say, no, Helena's West.
Right.
And that would have created this district that Trinnell could have won in.
She probably would have with Lewis and Clark County. Yes, she would have won
And
it.
so it's really that simple. And Republicans are doing that stuff all over, and Democrats are like, no, we got to be fair because we got to do this, got to do that. And,
Yeah.
But look,
Why don't they do in California what they're doing in Texas?
Well, they're talking about it. California's got to run a voter initiative, which they said they can do. Newsom's
Okay.
and at least Newsom has some balls.
How long is that going to take?
Well, they could do it before. Yes, they'd have a special election. Is what I heard is they could have a special election.
But
You know
then they
anything
have
about
to
that?
have those review committees.
I hadn't heard about it special.
Before this
Yeah.
panel.
So,
and that
so for them
panel.
to
Yeah.
for them to do the redistricting,
It
it's
takes a state constitutional amendment.
like Texas can just do it, but California has to run a
Right.
special election.
Well, I think it goes back to your point about like the people hate the Democrats because it's like we got to spend a year listening to how Trump he's a threat to democracy. If he wins, the United States as we know it is over. It's like, well, then why don't you fucking do something?
Right? Yes.
Like anything.
Anything. So
Chuck Schumer's taking pictures of stoplights they erected in his district in New York. It's like
What is he trying to figure out if it's red or green?
it's like Chuck, what are you doing, man?
He doesn't know what he's doing. I think poor leadership up and down.
But I think back to your first question. This is my first time since you had a totally different show. So
Yeah.
word in
that's
edgewise
right.
is
You
takes
just
some
have to
training. It
jump
takes some
in.
training.
You gotta jump
Ed
in
will
on
just
this.
keep
Yeah,
talking.
you
Yes,
just gotta
you have to.
Yeah, you
you
just
got to cut me
yeah,
off.
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to.
But I mean, to your first question to Mike, like, where are the Democrats? I
Yeah,
think
what are they doing?
I think first of all, the Republican message is literally 50 years in the making, from Ronald Reagan and
True.
Lee Atwater, and it's what is our message? It's been thoughtful. It's been on point. You may completely disagree with it or
Right, but
buy
it's
into
there.
the whatever baiting that you might get with Fox News, et cetera, but it's a message that has been 50 years in the making that has gotten people on board with Republicans. And I don't believe the Democrats have found their footing
And that
on
message is what exactly?
Dude,
I mean,
anti-abortion.
it started with
Pro-rich people.
Historically
the religious
unpopular
right, not the religious
anti-abortion.
right.
Yeah.
But they
And-
vote. They know these
and
people
the
vote.
government's the problem. I mean,
Yes.
the
That's
scariest
the problem.
words
High
are
regulations
"I'm
are
from
too
the
high.
government
And
and
I'm
I'm here
here
to
to
help."
help,
And
yeah.
so that still resonates with a lot of people because of taxation, because of any sort of government interference.
Right.
And so rather than saying, actually, government can do good things for me
Yeah.
in certain ways, people kind of have bought into this blanket statement of government is bad, and that's what Democrats want. And I think that to date, Democrats have, especially recently with Trump, they haven't found a message that's resonating with working people. And
They're not finding that message, and they don't
No.
have a vehicle to get the message out.
Yeah.
right, but
Because they're scared to go on Fox News and some of these right-wing stations. So how are you going to reach your audience if you can't go to the place where
Yeah.
your audience
James
is?
Tirico's doing it out of Texas.
Who's that?
James Tirico has been all over the place. He was on Rogan. He's been on Fox News, you know, and to Newsom's credit, he's been on Fox News. You know, he debated DeSantis last year, which that was so dumb. It was just dumb.
Hey,
you know,
two
what-
guys
do
that'll
we
never
need
be
that?
president want to have a debate. Fucking go nuts, guys. Have fun.
So, who's going to watch this? Somebody, I hope.
So what you're saying, Bo, is if Hinckley would have had better aim, we wouldn't be in this. mess.
hey, man.
Well, no, I don't think it was aim because he hit him right in the chest. It was caliber, right? He had two small
Caliber, you're right. Wait,
he had 9mm. It would have
big deal.
taken care of that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Can't take
But
care
the
of it.
Republicans have
Parody,
had,
this is satire.
they've got AM radio. I mean, I remember AM
You're right.
radio.
Right,
in
there's
the
a mouthpiece.
80s, 90s,
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh, all these guys.
And the liberals have PBS and NPR. Gotta
Not
get rid of
anymore.
those.
but what's
I know.
AM radio going to look like in 10 years? I mean,
Gone.
I don't know.
Like my grandpa listens to AM radio.
Right.
He's 86 years old, so it's like he's probably not going to be listening to AM radio in 10 years.
People are listening to XM.
Yeah.
You know, and satellite and stuff like that more than anything. But you're right.
And I do think it's back to, like, we can talk about how things look futile, and the Democrats are futile at times, but it's until there's a message that resonates with people. Like that is the problem. In
Because
my opinion,
their actions don't seem to do it.
Because if you don't have a message that resonates with people, there will be a void that is filled with something else, and people will say, "Okay, great, that might actually help me." Because I'm not hearing anything that's going to help me.
And the Democrats you're saying are wishy-washy.
I think
like
that
their
there
messages.
are a couple of people that a lot of people don't like, but are right on message right now that's kind of resonating from everything I'm reading, and that's the guy that's running for mayor of New York, Zohan Mandami.
Yeah, Mandami.
And,
Democrats have
and
no
also
problem
back to
speaking out
old,
against
that's
him.
old Liz Warren.
They found their voice against him.
Yeah, against him. But
I know the
both of
Democrats are
them-
all over him.
Both of them have
hate
a
him.
message that is resonating with people, and yeah, you can say he's from New York and she's from the Northeast, but it's the message is costs are high. It
gonna make
worked
your
for Trump
life
with
less shitty.
eggs. You know, it worked for Trump
You
and
know?
the price of eggs, but it's like, yeah, costs are high, and we need to do something about it. And people go, great. That's all I've been waiting to hear. Instead of, be everything
Ed's Wi-Fi.
to everybody.
But we have so what we have now,
My mic up. Okay.
and we knew he was a grifter. And, I mean, we know, everybody knows, but it's the economy, stupid, that kind of thing, I guess. But here he is talking about his poll numbers. He's completely off. Telling us that he's gonna cut prescription drug prices 1,500%. They're gonna pay us to take the fucking drugs.
How does that work?
None. It doesn't. None of it works.
If pills are
Nothing he
$500
says is-
and you cut them 100%, they go to zero.
But like,
So the pharmacist is going to pay me.
that's how
Right.
with his math, yes. And I mean, he doesn't know math that well, apparently. Which I mean, he's a stable genius.
He is a stable genius.
Perfect. Look how friendly that beer was.
What's the cost of Grain Belt Premium? It's been the same since 1952.
I don't know. You can see right there, friendly beer. Right on the back.
Yeah, that's a friendly beer.
In case you
That is
forgot.
one friendly beer.
Put 1933 stamps on the back of that one too.
So I mean, it drives.
The Democrats need this boisterous, blustering, loudmouth liar that just promises the moon, and then everybody believes. I mean, there's people out there that think gas is cheaper. It is not.
Right.
I mean, beef is an all-time high. We have a lot of things that are all-time high. Inflation is growing. I mean, it's bad. Now, the job numbers were bad. So he fired the person. I'm sorry, America. You would never see a Democrat do this. You just don't fire someone because you don't like what them telling the truth. And of course, MAGA's going to say, well, those numbers were skewed. Of course.
Well, it wasn't just the current month numbers that were bad.
Yeah, the last two
You're going
prior.
back too.
They cut 'em.
and you're starting to see like only 15,000 growth in some of those months.
Yep.
And that's a
Jobs.
problem.
They went from like 77,000 to 15.
But is it a problem? Because Trump is safe. He's comfy. He's cozy. He's got, he's still got, before the midterms, before they can do anything, he's got a lot of time to keep taking as much money and grift to this country as much as he can.
Right.
And, I mean, I don't see Democrats out there saying, listen, we need to start a bill where a president can't sell motherfucking watches while he's a goddamn president.
They made Jimmy Carter sell his peanut farm, for God's sake.
Well, I mean, any of it, though, but you don't see, and I just don't see anything. I see Cory Booker throwing a fit once in a while.
No, you don't see anything. And, Democrats, while you say they don't have power, they do have the power of the mic. They do have the power to introduce bills. They do have the power to introduce amendments. They do have the power to make a stink.
Right.
They do have the power to tell people whose side they are on. And they're not doing any of those things.
That's right, Mike. I don't think they are. I mean, they're not out there on their own, on any media that I'm seeing. And that's another thing that Democrats really fail at, if you ask me, is spinning. They're just not as good as the Republicans. Republicans, they're good at it, But yeah, I don't see them out there demanding things, and really being irate at what's going on.
Who are the heavy hitters on the left media right now? I mean,
I don't think there is
I
one.
think
Rachel
Are there
Maddow
any?
doesn't have a show, right? She's gone.
I don't know. I don't even know.
Chris Matthews, he cannot still be on the air. is
No,
he?
God, no.
Steve Inskeep, for sure.
He's middle of the road, man.
Lawrence O'Donnell, I think he's still on, isn't he? Is he
Yeah,
like
but
a
nobody
left-wing
takes him
guy?
seriously. Nobody takes any of those people seriously. Like, really, it's like taking Sean Hannity seriously. I mean, there are a lot of these people that you just can't take seriously, and you wouldn't take seriously. But I mean, on the right, it's a different audience.
Well, it's a dumber audience.
Okay, I was not going to say that.
Well,
I knew you were going to say that.
Is it not?
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure the people that tune into Charlie Kirk every day are real, high-level thinkers.
Look at Charlie Kirk's background. I mean,
he's a rich kid from the suburbs of Chicago. Yeah.
and just not glorious. There's things that he's done that he's lost and lost bad.
Sure.
He's getting proven wrong in a lot of these debates, and that's one thing I do see is some of these debates going on. Cenk Uygur, he's starting to do the same thing that other cat's doing. The Indian guy.
The 1 versus 20.
Yeah, kind of. I'm seeing that, and I like what his.
Did you see the one like 2 days ago with the guy from the Young Turks?
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Cenk.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
Well, it was, and he said, "Listen, they're trying to divide us.
Of course.
By lying to you like this, they're trying
Don't
to
look right and
divide
left,
us.
look up.
Yes, I mean, and how do we get there? Because I think, I mean, it's true. We're being divided, and it just seems that there's a pretty strong percentage of Americans out there that really enjoy it, and they do think their shit doesn't stink and it shouldn't stink, and they think brown people shouldn't be here. They think gay people shouldn't have any rights at all. I mean, this is a large part of America, and I think some of those people you could pull with that strategy, saying stop letting them tear us apart.
Well, I think if the Democrats started speaking up and they started talking like Bo's talking about with working class issues, you would find that people would start listening. And they're making this mistake that they think that their base is only in the urban centers. My gosh, Democrats only have central committees in the state of Montana in 30 out of the 56
Right, 30
counties.
out of 56.
Yeah.
That's
They're
not much
recruiting
representation.
Candidates for every race up and down the ballot. They don't have the discipline. They don't have the structure to get the job done, because they're just working in their base. They're not swimming. They're not fishing away from the boat.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
my two great grandfathers on my dad's side were coal miners.
Yep.
And they
Exactly.
voted for Democrats because they cared about working class issues, and that's not what people in this country are hearing right now from the Democrats. They think that they've been abandoned. And so they didn't live in
people
urban
want to
areas.
Say,
They lived
say,
in rural
Democrats are elite. They're elite. I'm going to the state convention in September next month. Right.
Yeah.
So I just paid my fees, booked my hotel room. I'm out $500.
no shit.
And
I'm not going.
that's pretty elitist, if you ask me.
Of course it is.
What happened to the days when the Democrats could have a barbecue and they'd invite the neighborhood in,
Right.
Or they do these conventions in a place where the regular working guy could actually afford to go to.
We might have one at the Tap House. We were thinking about it. We're like, the Blue Jam's pretty expensive. People will go, and stuff. But we're like, maybe we should do something too. Maybe not but before the next election, so before next year.
Oh yeah, when Weinberg and I were running, this lot with the
Pig
ice cream.
roast, right?
Yeah, we used to do the pig roast. We bring the kiddie jump houses in. We
Yep.
got the band. We got hundreds of people there. People brought their families. We had
man.
kegs of beer.
Yeah.
And it was like people
Bring
like,
it
what
back.
are you doing? It's like, come on, we're just having a little fun
so why don't they
talking
do that
about
anymore?
nothing.
I mean, why don't they do that anymore? That's
I don't really know why they don't do that anymore. I think some consultant somewhere told them that
Your dad's calling
that's
me, Kevin.
a waste of effort. And Democrats like
Where's
to follow
Kevin?
polls. Republicans move the polls. Democrats follow the
Right.
polls. We have to do like 5 polls to figure out that
speaking of-
that the price of coffee's gone up
Yeah.
through the roof.
You're right. You need an exploratory
The
committee
Dems
for
have
that.
been listening to the same consultants for 30 years since Clinton. They got Clinton elected, and
Yeah.
Donna Brazile and James Carville are
Right, Ed
still
just
the
talked about
corpses
it.
of
Yeah,
those two people
you're
are still
right.
being listened to.
It's the
to
economy,
this day.
It's the economy,
It's
stupid.
And
Look, you look like someone opened the Ark of the Covenant, James.
You
Let's
do,
get
James.
you off that.
He's got to get off the air.
All
He
right,
does.
let's-
He's kind of done. He
it's
looks like
bad.
he's from Tales from the Crypt.
It's brutal.
Okay, but
he's been dead for 10 years.
I get this messaging, and they fucking suck at it, and it's bad. But to make the argument that Democrats aren't for the working person, this is what blows my mind. Obamacare, high unemployment or low unemployment during Biden, during Clinton, during Obama. They did not give tax breaks to the billionaires. The fucking Republicans are the ones that do that.
All the time.
The Democrats are the ones that actually do the work for the small guy.
Yep.
Yes, they've got Beyonce playing for them. They've got famous people that love them. But if you talk elitists, you want to look at the money in the cabinet of the Trump administration. Way more fucking money than your 50 Democratic senators out there, guaranteed. I mean, guaranteed.
Well, the Democrats did all that stuff, but they
that's their
don't
thing?
tell anybody.
Is that what it is?
Obama did that great stuff, and then he was like, "Well, I'm not going to go really tell anybody what's in that bill." And
let me be clear.
yeah, and that's a problem.
This
I
is
mean,
not
if
for
you
the
do
rich
big
people.
things, you
This
have
is for
to
you,
tell people
for your
what's
mother,
the big
your grandmother,
thing is.
and everybody else.
I did see a study, speaking of consultants the other day, that they did of the $638 million that all the congressional Democrats raised for the last election, 11 million went to the actual candidates.
Wow.
That's
Which
insane.
which is a little bit over 1%.
That's insane.
Which means if your grandmother, because we all get these emails where it's like, "Hey Ryan, it's Nancy Pelosi again.
Yeah.
Are you as scared as I
I
am?
feel very important
Please
when they-
donate."
Wow.
I'm in a
You're
plane
so
over.
lucky getting
yeah.
emails from Nancy.
Right. I'm in a plane over
Personal
Taiwan.
emails.
Anything could happen. Please donate. That means, if your grandma donates $1 in Iowa, 2 cents goes to the candidate she's donating to.
That's brutal.
98
Sounds
cents
like the
goes
Red
to
Cross.
consultants. it
That's
goes to
worse than Girl
administration.
Scout cookies.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
we thought the
Goes to
Girl
rent
Scouts
on
had
some
it hard.
office in D.C.
Yeah.
I mean, and
That's
I think
worse than healthcare.
I think that's why the Democrats poll so poorly.
At least you're getting
especially
cookies
amongst their
for
own
Girl
party.
And one
Scouts for money.
strategy that the right comes up with, and it's very popular, and I'm going to go off a
Is
little bit
pedophilia.
here. You know how I have a thought? Oh, my God. Love that one. That's good. We can't say that. Like that.
I'm not on that
TikTok
show,
hates
Ryan.
Tik-
That's
Tik-
next show.
TikTok
I said
hates-
I'm not on that
TikTok
show.
hates that stuff.
Allegedly.
But so, okay, because the right is very good at making the left as villains, straight villains, bad, very bad people, especially
And
liberals.
we take the bait every time.
Every time,
We're
like-
triggered. Every time they say something, we're triggered.
Yep,
we gotta
like,
oh my God, I gotta
we
get
gotta
even.
go hide in a corner and get it on the Facebook keyboard. But like I own a bar, and I've people know this, and you guys have heard this, I'm sure. And when you go into the bathroom, there's a urinal in front of you. There's one fucking thing you can see when you look forward. It's a sign that just says, "Please don't put your zins in my urinal." That's it. It says it. It's a
read
little
that
smart ass, a
down.
little
I
more
read
smart
that
ass
down.
than that.
Smart
It's
ass.
evolved over the years. But all I'm going to say is, there's people who look at that and say, "Fuck you," and they put it in there. And I'm going to tell you who that isn't. It's not a fucking liberal.
Probably.
Okay? A liberal's going to see that zin, shed a tear, read the sign saying don't do that, and the sheep that
And then correct your grammar on
correct
it.
the grammar,
Yep.
read the sign, do what the sign says because they're sheep, because that's what the right says. They're fucking sheep. Maybe they're just fucking compassionate. Maybe they have a soul. Maybe they give a fuck about their neighbor or somebody else, because I don't see that coming from the right. This is by all means, winner take all. Fuck you brown people, fuck the women, fuck anybody else that doesn't agree with what we are putting out there. And to me, this is where the Democrats should be pissed off and do something about it. And that I don't see. I don't see them combating this absolutely horrible bullshit we got to put up with every day, being called names when I know a lot of Democrats that
People
are
call
very
you
good
names?
people, I mean, yeah, well,
Yeah.
But this is, I don't see it. Like we're allowing them to make these people out as the most horrible people among us, even though they're not the ones driving with the dog in the back of the pickup. 100,000 dogs die a year in America from driving in the back of pickups and accidents.
Oh, they fall
Google
out.
it; they fall out. And a liberal doesn't do that. A liberal can't fucking stuff his dog in the back of his Prius. He's not going to fall out of a Prius. I mean,
can fit my pug in the back
But
of
you
my
look
Prius,
at the.
thank you very much.
I'm just looking at the way people. You could. I can look at the way people act and how they treat each other, and I don't see people being that nice. I do see liberal people being nice. I see them being ditzy and dingy and quite stupid sometimes.
Well, Elon said there was an empathy problem. He said empathy is a sickness.
Except then when people started beating up his cars, poor him.
Right, I know.
Poor Elon. They're throwing eggs at my factory.
Right. And well, Elon, it's like someone gave Michael Scott from The Office $400 million.
Bo, I think you had an answer for me. Please tell me why. Tell
What
me
happened
why.
to Elon? Elon's
How-
been out of the news lately. Where'd he go?
He's in a K-hole.
No, sorry.
Well, but how, this, like the left people on the left are very targeted, and they're, I mean, like James Comer today, it was hilarious. That guy's such a fucking moron. It's unbelievable. We're subpoenaing the Clintons, Bill and Hillary. We're subpoenaing Comey. We're subpoenaing Obama because they're going to get to the bottom of this Epstein thing when these people weren't even fucking involved in it. Like a lot of them won't even admit that it was under Bush's when. Epstein got in trouble the first
Under
time.
George W.,
Even Trump himself isn't admitting that. What?
Well,
But they blatantly get away
There'd
with
be
it.
a lot about Epstein I wouldn't admit if I were Donald Trump.
I suppose. I don't know. Like I said, they're wiping his name from that shit right now.
They're totally scrubbing his name. I mean, if the president can scrub his name out of the Smithsonian that he got impeached, and those historians, Weasley historians in his Smithsonian actually scratched his name out. I mean, my
Two
God.
articles of the Constitution.
I saw that, yeah. Article 1, Section 9 and 10 or something.
Like, how can you do that?
Who's going to stop him?
It blows my
Hakeem
mind.
Jeffries?
Well, maybe. If
Right. Once
He
he gets
will.
that Obama impression
he'll
dialed
wait,
in, yeah.
he'll wait some time.
Let me be
Talk
clear. Yeah.
slow as he can.
It's
And
if
sure,
you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor.
America will prosper.
Did you see Trump on the roof?
Dude.
What the hell was that?
I like
all
the
about?
meme with the jump song from Van Halen. Might as well jump.
I immediately thought we were going to see him, and they were like, "What are you doing out there, Mr. President?" I thought he was going to say, "Well, there's this little guy. He's a terrific guy. His name's Damien. It's all for you, Damien.
The
It's all
Omen.
for you."
All for you.
I jump off the roof. I was like, "Oh God, this is the Omen."
That would have been the best.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Michael Scott up there, but he was like,
Yeah.
he's gonna jump in the.
I thought maybe
bouncy house.
Barron's frisbee went up on the roof. He's like, "I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll be right back."
$200 million ballroom. That was he's scoping out where the ballroom's going.
Golden ballroom.
Golden ballroom.
$200 million.
No,
$200 million.
It's the old Rose Garden, right?
It's going to cost $1 billion to outfit the plane.
Yeah. Will there be a golden shower in that ballroom?
So
Oh, where he holds state dinners or whatever.
Oh, you saw that big, beautiful bullshit bill. You know, it's got $1 billion to the Pentagon and secret money.
secret money.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing well. Again, they're doing whatever they want. You're not seeing Democrats. You're going to see Democrats do what they do, not have a spine. I mean, this spending, they're not getting
Well,
called out for
Democrats
any
have
of
been
it.
talking to their pollsters for the last 7 months. Don't think they're not doing
You're right.
nothing.
I'm sure they're
I
doing
mean, they're
that. They're doing a lot of
consultants
that.
and they're
That's
pollsters. Yeah, it
That's
is.
not cheap.
I don't know how we get. I mean, it
Well, the Democrats should be out there every day saying, "Look, 8 people on planet Earth have more money than 4 billion people combined. That's why you're broke."
well, you know, then you're gonna. Then the argument is, what do you got against making money? You know, this is what everybody says. You know, they do, and it's
If you
brutal.
work
That's what Rick
hard.
Scott just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
yeah.
do I get penalized by paying taxes if I make more money?
The largest Medicare fraud settlement, I think, in history was Rick Scott.
Yeah, it was. It
He
was.
had to pay like $1 billion fine in
and
Florida or
he's
something.
still
like that.
there making
Look,
money.
it just
off
shows you if you work hard and you have rich parents, you too can inherit a fortune.
You could. Yeah, you have to work hard for it, though.
I mean, the mouthpiece may be too great at this point with Fox News and whatever other media outlets, but
Their
I
viewership is
keep coming back
declining,
to
apparently.
it's the last time there were good messengers was Obama in
Right.
08, and before
Obama
that
was
it was
good.
92, and it was like
You're right.
it's people that connect with a
92.
broader.
Is that Jimmy Carter?
No,
Oh, that was Billy Clinton.
Clinton.
But I mean, it's people that connect with regular Americans. And as long as Democrats continue to fail to do that, let's just expect the same results. Because,
Because their policy isn't
because,
enough.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
don't like him, but Trump can connect with people. You might think he's not, but man,
does. No, he
he's
does.
been connecting with people for 25 years with his dumb TV shows or running for president or whatever else.
Yeah.
But he's really good at connecting with
He's
normal
really
people.
exceptional.
I don't know how normal
Especially with
these people
underage
are, though.
girls. He's really
Oh.
good at connecting with
I don't think these people are that normal, though, what you're saying. I mean, I do watch a lot of the Jordan Klepper interviews and these people that go to these Trump rallies, and these people do seem, for lack of better words, deplorable. I don't know if that's even a.
But,
you know,
but
yeah, I
and
know.
I think it's people are.
But, like, these
I'm
people-
gonna say that most people are decent, and
Yeah.
they're just looking for something to believe in, and
Yes,
he
you're right.
offers something to believe in, and the Democrats are not doing that.
He offers something to believe in, and he
Yeah, what is he
knows
offering
that
now?
he's in on the bit.
Right, he's good at it.
in on the
Yeah.
gig himself. He knows it, and he acts differently when he's in private with people.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, yeah. We heard that from the Bill Maher when he had dinner with him, you know. And Bill Maher's still out there ripping on him, calling him a huge piece of shit every day, but he still had dinner with him, you
He's
know.
like,
and
Trump said some very nice things to me. He said he watches my show, and he's like, yeah, because he knows you're a narcissist.
Yeah,
And if he
and they get
compliments
along.
you, you're going to like him.
Yeah.
He's manipulating you, you moron. Jeezies. He's talking like a guy that's on the Epstein list, if you ask me.
yeah,
The things that Maher's been saying lately,
you
it's
never
like,
know.
what the fuck are you talking
He-
about, man?
I think he likes him young too. That's
Well,
the rumor.
I mean,
But yeah, it's. I mean, and that's another thing. You got talk. You do
More
have,
about Bill Maher.
You
huh?
have, you have talking heads on the left, but not like they're super awesome people. I mean, Bill Maher is actually against the left a lot, you know. So he's not driving any message home with anybody.
He's against wokeism, which
he
I
just-
think needs to be a big
No,
part
he's
of the
right
new
about
election.
that. He's right about that, of course. I mean, but you know what? It's not. It's a small minority of the Democrats and the left that are out there talking about trans rights and this and that. Not saying it's not worth talking about, but these people are doing that, and then of course the right just jumps all over it. jumps all over it and just takes the Democrats to the fucking shack with this stuff, you know?
Look, the Democrats should be out there, not to keep hammering on Epstein, but we all had to listen for a year of people saying trans people are grooming kids in schools, the gay
Insane.
people are grooming kids in schools, they're all groomers, they're pedophiles,
Yeah.
and yet we have probably the biggest child sex abuse scandal in the history of this country. I mean, maybe the Catholic Church would be there.
No, it would definitely
And
be
it's
there.
just
Boy
swept
Scouts would probably be there.
Swept under the rug. And now all these same people are just, they don't even mention it. They're back to
No.
calling trans people groomers. They're
Yep.
back to wanting to boycott Bud Light because they had a trans person on a TikTok for 20 seconds.
So to go through this transformation is an awful lot of money just to go to the bathroom with a little girl or something. I mean, this is what they're saying. These people are creepy.
like the actual surgery. Okay.
The surgery and going through it.
Yeah.
You're just not going to do that just to go,
probably not.
but again, and here's what the Democrats might be missing, in my opinion. I think you got to keep throwing the statistics and
Hit
the
'em
truth
hard.
at people.
Play
You
dirty.
gotta, because we're not getting the statistics. We're not getting the truth, job creation, all this kind of things. All these good things that Democrats have done, like, Mike just said too, Obama, healthcare, Obamacare. I just won't talk about it. Just don't remind anybody that was us,
Crazy. Doesn't make
Oh
any
yeah, no, I
sense.
think the mistake that is happening, and it happened on the trans rights stuff too, is that the advocates didn't think it was their job to educate the public. And that's a huge
Big
mistake. You have
Big
to
one.
let people know what's going on. And if you're pushing this kind of stuff, you have to educate the public. One of the reasons that gay rights was so successful has happened over a long period
Very
of
long
time,
time.
very
Yeah.
long period of time, and they educated the public the whole way.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, they should be cutting ads right now that say, look, if you're undocumented and you've worked at a pizza place for 25 years and you've got 3 kids and you've never been arrested and you've always paid your taxes, ICE is going to snatch you and send you to some facility in Venezuela where it's more horrible than you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Yet if you're a convicted sex offender pedophile like Ghislaine Maxwell, the president
Cushy
is going
jail
to
cell.
transfer you to a minimum security prison where you can do yoga and cameras aren't allowed, so she'll be dead by, I don't know, tomorrow. But I mean, those are the type of ads that I think
You're
would
right.
resonate with people.
No
They'd go,
shit.
yeah,
I see
sure,
what-
the MS-13 gang member with tattoos all over his face, I don't want him living next door. But
Fuck no.
what do you mean they got rid of Jorge? Like, I've known him my whole life. He was a
know.
great guy. Now he's
Oh,
gone?
dude. John Kelly? He's gone?
No.
Oh, okay, good. A little inside joke, a little whitefish inside joke. But yeah, you're right. They should. I see the Lincoln Project doing that kind of stuff, but they're nobody. Rick Wilson's nobody.
Right.
And like the Young Turks do it. And I like the Young Turks. I like Cenk a lot because he's doing what we're talking about right now, but he's doing it daily, talking about the Democrats and just the problems and bringing these problems to light. He's not being the one that's going to tell you, what's right and wrong, but like you're saying, Democrats should be putting stuff out right now. Why aren't they?
Why not?
Yeah, but it's also back to good candidates, and if you don't have good candidates, you're going to lose almost every
Right.
time. You can have a machine that pushes the message, but
Why do the
especially when
Republicans
you're
get bad
when you're-
candidates and win?
when you're fighting off your back foot, you have to be a good candidate.
So we need
Marjorie
people that
Taylor
are,
Greene says hello.
so we need people that are going to play the saxophone on the Arsenio Hall show.
That's right.
I remember being
Yeah,
like
oh, yeah.
a boy.
Let's
6
get in
or
the
7
DeLorean.
Yeah, 6 or 7 years old, and like I was up late, and I remember watching Bill Clinton
Clinton
play the
sax.
sax with the sunglasses on, and being like, "Hey, that guy
dude's running
seems
for
pretty
president.
cool."
That's cool. That's
and
cool.
like, yeah,
I mean,
Well, America wanted to have a beer with him, and they
Yeah.
wanted to have a beer with George Bush. Junior, or whatever, not senior as much.
Yeah,
but
right.
but that was that age where Clinton was cool, Bush was cool.
Sure.
And you go to Obama, he was cool. And then you have Trump, and you're like, holy Christ.
But he's cool to a lot of people. That's the
A
thing.
lot of people, exactly. He's funny. A lot of young men that
He is
the
right.
Joe Rogan people.
he is very.
He's funny.
He's
He's
very.
very funny.
I don't like
And
the guy. I
they
don't support his policies, but he is very.
I'll bet half the people. Well, maybe not. But
Remember when he tweeted out, when I said Hillary, when she got schlonged by Obama, it's a word used in politics a lot. They knew what I meant, but the media was very nasty about it. When I
Very
said
nasty.
when I said schlonged, that's not what I meant. So he's very funny, whether he intends to be or not.
No, he is, and younger people find him that way. And I think a majority of the younger people don't even know what January 6th was. I mean, America's got a very short memory, and America doesn't pay attention to politics at all. Like,
Right.
they don't. Especially young men. You don't see them really giving a shit about it. You
Right.
know what I mean? So it's just, I mean, again,
That was the Achilles heel for Bernie,
and
right?
I don't see anybody for, well, the Achilles heel for Bernie was the fucking DNC.
Well, remember Bernie's big problem was he's too popular with young white men.
Yeah.
He is
Oh,
way
yeah,
too
that's-
popular with
yeah,
young white men. They're a
that's
dangerous
scary.
demographic. And then he went on Rogan, and they were like, "Oh, this is
boy.
bad. This is bad." And now here we are, 5 years later, when they're
But I think you're right, Ed. I mean, DNC was bad for
was-
Bernie.
that was-
I mean, Bernie
Yes.
Bernie won the popular
Oh, they
vote
sunk him,
in
yeah.
Montana, and the DNC and the superdelegates gave more delegates votes to Hillary.
And that is amazing. Like,
Yep.
we got to get Tester's take on that.
I think a lot of people went, "Wait a minute. Well, fuck this. I mean, this is a guy that I supported, and he
Yeah,
got
so
more
fuck
votes,
you.
and
Yep.
all right, they're done. Fuck
I think that did turn off a lot of people.
they're gone for a generation.
Like for me, in my story, I voted for Clinton twice. Then I didn't vote for a Democrat again until Biden, Trump. Nope, I didn't vote for her either.
I
didn't like her.
I didn't
You
either.
know,
Didn't like Barry?
who?
Barry.
Oh no, I didn't.
Marionberry?
Well, I voted Libertarian.
That's not my cocaine.
Barack
That's the hookers
Hussein.
I was with, cocaine.
Yeah, well, I'm racist, so I wasn't going to vote for a black guy.
Right.
But no, I voted Libertarian because I just didn't feel either party did a fucking thing for me.
Was
I
that
really
Gary
don't feel
Johnson?
that way. And I smoked pot with him and drank with him at like normal
Gary
conferences.
Johnson?
Oh yeah,
No
he would go to
shit.
the normal conference every year in Portland and stuff.
I liked
cool dude.
Gary. He
Very
was
cool
like
guy.
a
Didn't know much about
reasonable guy.
Aleppo, and that hurt him. But
Wow, shit.
regardless,
I mean, come on.
regardless, I just didn't vote. And then I didn't vote for Obama the second time because they could have turned her over Citizens United. If
Yeah.
they gave a shit, they could have. They had the Senate and the House. They
Mm-hmm.
had everything they needed to actually get this country on the right track, and they fucking failed.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped the ball, dude. I mean, and just because, and people use the excuse they focus on Obamacare. That was important to do. No, you could have done more. Look at what the Republicans are doing right now.
Well, and maybe
Holy
maybe
shit.
I've said this on the show before, but it always seems like that's the way it goes, where the Democrats get the House and the Senate and the White House, and they go, ooh, and it takes 4 years, and they
lot of
pass some
power.
fucking lukewarm bullshit bill that does nothing for nobody. Republicans get power, and immediately, 5 months later, it's
Shit's
like
getting
we're
done.
calling it the Nasty Motherfucker Act. You're all gonna hate it, and it's what we're 6 months into the Trump
You will
presidency.
suffer.
Yes. Yep. Fuck
And
you.
enjoy every
Yeah.
minute
Shut
of
up,
it.
pig. It just passed.
Just passed,
Yeah, it's so weird.
But when you go back to Trump a little bit, people are surprised, like, how can he get elected? I was just mentioning the vote. Marion Barry in D.C.
Marion Barry,
keeps
dude.
getting elected
That-
after he keeps going to jail
Smoking
for
crack.
and people
Fucking
just like,
hookers,
whatever,
visiting a lady
he's
of
our
the night.
guy.
Hey, you're right, Marion Barry. Well, some people get away with it. Look, Rob Ford.
Rob
Ford.
Ford, rest in peace.
Dude, yeah, he's
Yeah.
dead.
Oh, yeah.
That documentary is really good. On
Oh,
him. Did you
I
see
bet.
that?
No, I didn't.
It's on Netflix, I think. It's pretty good.
Right.
It's really good. I just watched the latest
So,
documentary.
who do you think, Bo? Who's the front runner for 2028 for the Dems?
Oof.
Is it Kamala? She just said
I
she's,
think somebody we don't even know yet.
Wash your mouth out with salt.
she's not running for governor of California, so people are speculating she's going to make another run at the presidency. You think it'll be like an Obama type? Someone that no one really, maybe you've heard the name.
Sure, heard
but-
the name.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a person that just comes from the ether, but
So not like Pete Buttigieg.
I don't think it's going to be Buttigieg or Newsom or Pritzker. I think it's going to be
I could do
somebody
some
that,
I could get down on some JB.
that comes
the
out
big boy?
of a
I like
place
Pritzker.
where
Yeah, the
we're
big boy?
a little bit surprised.
You
It'd
think
be nice
JD?
to, be nice
No,
to have a big
I think it's going to be more surprising.
fat taff.
It'd be
for that
nice to be
president again,
surprised.
yeah.
Yeah.
It would be nice to be
Shapiro.
surprised a little bit.
I think
yeah.
Shapiro's probably the one that people talk. Bashir.
He's got a little Obama voice too.
Andy Bashir.
Shapiro. You ever listen to Shapiro?
Andy
talk?
Bashir, he's not a
Bashir-
surprise, but he's
not
one
surprised,
of
but
those under the radar types
He's
right
under
now.
the radar, and he's in a
Yeah.
red state, and he keeps winning, and they see him as a very. But again, okay, this is one thing I wanted to ask you guys. It's in my notes on my phone, but I'm still watching the Brewer game, and they
Right.
got a 2-run lead, so it's in the 8th. Somebody's got to come out of nowhere, be this surprise
Yeah.
or something, and what you're hearing pundits saying, Democrats say, well, you've got to be very moderate. They keep saying this. You've got to be very moderate. But meanwhile, Mamdani's doing real good. AOC's got all the shit, all these people are liking him. So do we need to be more moderate? Do we have to?
I don't think it's a
because
matter-
Republicans are not being moderate
I don't
at
think
all.
it's a matter of being moderate or being progressive or being liberal. I think it's a matter of telling people what you think and actually talking about in terms of
Yes.
regular issues that people can understand what the
Yes.
hell
So
you're
you don't
saying.
think it matters if they're moderate or say somebody's pretty far left? as far as Trump is pretty far right. You know, I mean, I don't even know how to classify MAGA.
Yeah.
Are
No,
they
I think
extreme
there
right?
should be a
I
square
do,
deal
but we'd
coming
probably
for
get us
people.
banned.
Roosevelt kind of
Exactly.
square deal. You know, they should be talking, real working class issues, Roosevelt kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
as
yeah.
as people coming
So you
out
can
of
be a
nowhere,
liberal and do that.
You can be a liberal. Look, we know there's too much regulation in government. I mean,
my
and
God.
Democrats don't
And
like
liberals
to admit
hate that
it
too, MAGA.
But
They
there
do.
is. Democrats need to get some libertarianism in
Right.
them and figure stuff out that
Yes.
way. They
I
need to
believe
do
that.
that.
I believe that.
And
I
as
agree with
far as
that.
people popping out of nowhere, where did this Russell Cleveland guy come from?
Nowhere.
Suddenly
kidding.
nowhere, and that's what we need more of.
Came from
We
the-
need
okay,
people
From the
coming
hills of the Bitterroot.
So when I met him, that's exactly what I thought, Mike. I really did. You know, and I'll be honest, I thought the same of Bussy. I definitely did. And I see both of those as firebrands, good people. I don't see them as corrupt or in it for themselves. I really, and I'll be honest, I don't, you know. And I would be nice, I think it'd be nice if Bussy primaried Russell, just to get their names out there more, you know, in my opinion. And I know you are a big supporter of primaries.
Oh yeah, no, I like them. I think it's good. It lets people talk, and there's no coronation in this stuff. I mean,
Right.
There
doesn't
shouldn't
matter-
be, but that's been another Democrat
Yeah,
problem.
it's a huge
Is
problem.
that it has been a coronation.
Put the
problem in
people
2016,
together, put
right?
microphones in front of them, let them talk. You know.
Yes, and let them talk. Well, is there a strategy to not let them talk? Like they're walking on eggshells. Like Democrats seem to be walking on eggshells. They don't want to, and it's been that way for a while. They don't want to go too far. They want to say the wrong thing.
Right.
They're very sensitive. They're worried about what people think. And
Why are they so insecure of themselves?
I don't know, dude.
I
That
mean,
don't
you
know.
get
But
on the microphone all the time and you say the God office most thing, and
do.
people love you.
They love
do.
it. They
They
love
do.
it. Yeah, I swear. And
I don't know if they love it.
yeah, no, I mean, they might
a
enjoy
loose
like
term.
one out of the 90 minutes we're out here. I mean, Bo, you've worked in and out of the Democratic Party. You worked for the governor for, I think, 8 years. Were you there the whole time?
No,
2. I thought you were there the whole time.
Doing
you
what?
came on towards the end?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you didn't live here.
Well, some
That's
good
right.
friend, you know exactly where he was. Huh?
Yeah.
I know. Well, you know, shit goes by. But anyway.
But I think it's back to messaging and the candidate, and the governor was one who stood up for certain things he believed in. He communicated to people in the state
yeah.
those messages, and they said, I like that guy. I don't care what party he's from.
And he didn't have to stray much from Schweitzer.
I like what he's saying, and it resonates with me. And I don't care what letter is behind his name party-wise. And I think that that's the type of candidate you need, is somebody that will just stand up and be straightforward with whatever they believe in and let you know what they're voting for.
And they'll stumble along just like the rest of us stumble along. But, if they know what they believe in, they'll get that message out there to people. And if they focus on the things that matter to people, the price of beef, over $6.50 now.
It's
You know,
nuts.
coffee went from $7 a pound to $10 a pound
Yeah.
at Starbucks. I mean,
Crazy.
at Costco.
Yeah.
Crazy.
$3
No,
increase in a month per pound.
It's pretty. It's scathing. I mean, and you know, you're seeing on social media now some Trump voters. You really don't know what to trust or believe, but you are hearing some voter remorse, which I don't really feel sorry for these people. Of course, they're not really looking to what they're voting for. I mean, and again with the Democrats and the messaging, and if you could get somebody that's got a good message and that's really popular with people like Oprah or The Rock, that's what I keep thinking. Like, America's so dumb. That's who they're going to vote. If the Democrats want to win, they got to look at who's voting, and the people voting, look what they're voting for. And across the board, you've got a lot of bad politicians in this country, Democrats and Republicans.
ton.
And again, running for office isn't that attractive. A lot of people really aren't that greedy. A lot of people don't care that much.
Sure.
I think way too many people are in it for themselves, without a doubt, and I think that's transparent. And I guess when you've got, I mean, I can sit here and give you a million Republican, people that I think that way of, and Democrat people,
Who was that guy? Maybe the best politician we ever had as a country. I think he's in prison now.
Rothrow? Oh, no.
George.
Oh,
He was George Santos.
I think he got
Yeah.
pardoned and got put
Yeah,
into
that's
the
what I was gonna
Department of
say.
Justice.
I think he's not get pardoned. I think he's going to get pardoned.
he'll get pardoned.
Yeah,
He'll
dude,
get
that
pardoned.
guy was wild.
He's already telling people he was pardoned.
That
He
guy-
told he told the jail
MTG.
guys that he was pardoned. They let him out.
When he was checking in,
Yeah,
and it
he's
came
like,
out,
I've been pardoned. They were like, sounds good.
Yeah, it was like something
See
out
you
of
later.
it was like something out of an SNL skit where it's like it just kept coming out. It was like, oh, he used to be a drag performer in Brazil.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Credit card fraud. And
Yes.
it's like, oh man, this
But-
guy fucking rocks.
And how did he win?
Yeah.
You know, how did he
sure.
win? And
In New York, it was it's
It's
Long
the old
Island.
John
so-
Lovitz skit.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
I'm the
it.
king of
I
the
just can't help
Democrats.
believe that if he was a
Yeah.
Democrat, it would be in the news
Yeah.
cycle every day.
Sure, we'd still
Every
be
day
hearing
it'd be
about
in the
it.
news
Fat
cycle.
We'd still be hearing about it.
You know, I mean, and you did hear Marjorie Taylor Greene is now starting to say the Republicans
So
just
good.
don't care about women.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
she's really pissed off about Gaza.
Yeah, she really is.
She really is.
And
Another big problem for the Trump administration.
hell yeah.
I mean, what took her so
They could
long to
make her
be pissed
disappear.
off?
Right.
I mean, those kids are starving
Yeah,
there,
it's brutal.
and they've been starving there for months.
It's brutal.
I beg to say centuries.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's
I miss you talking about Sally Struthers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
was that
That's a
BS
joke for
girlfriend?
our older listeners.
the older crowd.
Podcast. Thank you very much.
South Park comes back in. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem where it's like we have no money for like homeless veterans. Yet anytime Netanyahu shows up to the White House,
Money,
Trump
money,
pulls
money,
his
money,
chair
money.
out and says, "Here you go, sir. Here's another $100 billion."
So how come these? Okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, these the people we know, the rednecks we know, the MAGA, the whatever they are, they don't even talk about it. They just think because Trump's friends with Benny that it's needed. And when I tell these people, go, we give them $4 billion a year. That's just fucking cash.
Yeah.
They got our airplanes, they got our weapons. And yes, we need allies in the Middle East for sure.
I guess.
But why are we giving people money to a country that provides free education and free health care to every citizen?
Sounds pretty-
free abortions.
pretty
even,
fucking woke, if
That
you ask
is
me.
extremely woke.
I thought we killed woke.
Well,
The problem is when you can't get a definition,
Domestically.
you don't know what it is.
Domestically.
Yeah.
domestically, but we are helping Israel, and Netanyahu's doing whatever he wants. I don't see him any better than somebody like Putin. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't trust their elections. I don't
No, I
know
hear
what
you.
the fuck's going on over there. But I know, in my opinion, they got to stop doing what they're doing. Yes, Hamas should surrender all the hostages and
Right.
do whatever. But if you don't have enough special forces and people like this to deal with Hamas, a fucking ragtag bunch of just crazy dudes, you're not going to win. You're done.
It's not the Palestinian kids who are starving who have the hostages.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not those kids.
No, it's not. And that's
Yeah.
another thing. Like, how much land are the Palestinians going to keep losing? All of it, for
All of
sure. That's the goal. It's been the goal for 60 years or something. It's pretty insane, you know. But here you have most of America on Israel's side, from what I see.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even tell you if that's right or wrong.
No, I think you're right.
I think I am, just because of
Yeah.
how I feel about Netanyahu for one, but all the money and aid we give them.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's too much in my opinion, especially for a country that can't take care of its veterans, its homeless people. We have 50 million starving people here.
Yeah, because the argument during the election was like, okay, we shouldn't be sending all this money to Ukraine, $200 billion. You go, okay.
Anti-foreign aid.
Yeah, you go, all right, I agree with that. Yes, we have people that are hungry in America. We have people that are
And we're
homeless in
destroying
America. Let's give that money to them. And they go, no, that's socialism.
No, we're going to cut that money.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
They actually cut that money.
Yeah.
But
We're going to give it to Elon.
we get a plane from Qatar, and we're going to spend $1 billion refitting it.
Fucking
That's just
retrofit
what's
that
going to
thing.
happen. So again, whatever he wants to do, he gets to do.
Of course.
So let's get back to the topic at hand. What's wrong with the Democrats? How can this guy just do whatever he wants to do? Gets away with anything he wants. And, we could go into a million things about what makes this guy just fucking horrible, really, But again, he's got the pizzazz, he's got the humor, and
Well, when you have the Supreme Court for the next 25 years, that
dude,
tends
that
to
helps.
help.
It helps.
Well, that's tough. But I
That
think
helps.
I think even in the last 6 months, we've seen some Democrats emerge and be unafraid to step out of
Right.
the party machine, and not all of them are that successful. But we talked about the guy running for mayor of New York, but there's also a Texas congresswoman who's kind of like the Marjorie Taylor Greene of the left.
Of the left, yeah.
But she's
Maxine
getting a
or-
lot of clicks on
I don't know her.
social media.
She's pretty good. She's
and
smart. She's pretty.
And
Okay.
you know, I think there are folks in the party that
Maxine
are
Waters
willing
Jr.
to stand up and speak their mind and say what they stand for without having to run it through all the vetting of
Right.
those
the
in
focus
charge.
groups in the committee.
Yeah, the
Get
focus.
the wolf
exactly,
language in
exactly
there
like
that
Mike was
everyone can
saying.
see,
It's
okay, that's
yeah.
sensitive enough.
They're saying I was elected by being who I am,
Right.
and I don't need to just kind of now be part of the machine. And I think we're seeing more of that, and I think that we're going to see more candidates that stand up and run like that in the next year and a half.
Well, and you know this, like I was saying, this James James Tarico.
This is the guy that was on Rogan.
He's
right?
a pastor,
Yeah.
and he's a legislator, and I think he's won 2 elections. I think he's a second-term legislator in the House in Texas.
What denomination? He's not a Protestant, is he?
No,
I'm just kidding.
I don't think so.
That was the first one I could think of.
I know. My mom was one of them. But so this guy is,
Seems
you know,
to
going,
work out okay for you, though.
yeah.
Zero Austin Powers. I only hate 2 things: bigots and the Dutch.
Yeah.
Catholics. No. But so he's going on these podcasts. He's doing these things, these alternative medias, and I think, you know, that is turning a lot of America upside down, and I think it's helping. The Midas Touch apparently has more followers than Rogan now. And
Yeah,
I don't know if they're
they're-
just saying that
they're
or
huge, yeah.
they're pretty big. Because I do think there are people that are exploring other options right now. Like we're in a little messy, you know, kind of a breakup, I think, with MAGA as far as your regular Americans.
I used to listen to Rogan all the time.
I
used to
never really have,
love
never got
Rogan.
into him.
And then he did lose his mind around COVID, and I've tried to dip my toe back in, you know, in the last couple of years, but it's just insufferable now.
Well, I love the
That's what I
fact
hear.
that when he moved to Texas, he never
That's
talked
right.
shit about California.
That's right.
He moves to Texas. 31 days later, boom, signs that $80 million contract,
So bad.
so he doesn't have to pay California taxes. You
Right.
fucking sellout.
it was always,
Fucking
That
sellout.
is
you got to come
brutal.
to the Comedy Store, man. It's really good down there, man. Like, LA's great, man.
And now it's
Yeah,
fuck
that's
that
right.
place.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
But I think what makes podcasts, even this one, viable and almost unnecessary, you know, is because people are turning away from Sean Hannity, from Anderson Cooper. They want to get opinions of people they live around.
Sure.
Regular, normal people, you
Right.
know, and that's the only reason, you know, we have followers and like
Well,
other people
it's
do.
it's that, and it's also
Because there's a lot of trust issues out there.
There's a lot of trust issues, and I don't know if there should be as many trust issues as people want to keep saying there's trust issues. I mean, there's a place for legacy media. And
There
there's
is.
there's a place for investigative journalism. I think one of the things that's scored, didn't you?
Brewers won.
Nice.
Struck them out by the ninth, 1-run game.
Yeah, I think one of the things that
Two-run
happens with legacy media and why people get turned off on something, it's bloody expensive. Everything is behind a
You're
paywall.
right, you're right.
And
Huge
so
paywall.
you have to
Corporations.
pay for truthful news. And that's,
you're
you
right.
know, and you can go on Facebook and they keep saying half the crap on Facebook is false and say, but it's free.
Free, yeah.
You know, I could scroll that all day long and get free
Yeah.
news.
It is very funny to me how, like, incredulous I get when I go to the Missoulian
Yep.
and the pop-up comes up and it's like, get 6 months of the Missoulian for $1, and I'm like, not on your fucking life. Close. Yeah.
I
I don't care
know.
what happens.
Why
yeah.
are you charging that?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I do think the days of print media, of AM radio, of, you know,
Yeah.
ABC, NBC, CBS, pretty much over. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you can see that. That's pretty much over.
Yeah.
Well,
I
unless
mean,
your
we
boots-
we want to pay our journalists good money. You know, they need to live in our towns, so we want to pay them.
But we
you know,
don't, and they don't, and it's all corporate owned now.
It's
Even
all corporate owned.
Sinclair
But
owns pretty
you
much
look,
everything.
If people have to keep paying these crazy amounts of money, you have to pay for New York Times, Washington Post,
Yeah.
CNN, Missoulian, the Helena IR. I got to pay for the Daily Interlake. I got to pay for the Whitefish Pilot. I mean, I'm
Exactly.
not doing all that.
I'm not.
So, one thing, maybe, should the Democrats just kind of not give a fuck about the Constitution too? Would that help?
No, I don't think. I think that's
No,
a mistake.
probably
Yeah.
not.
I
I
mean,
think that's a total mistake.
Yeah.
that's what I think, but most people don't give a fuck about it anymore.
I think they need to play dirty, or at
Yeah.
least dirtier.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's playing dirty.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Saying, who cares about the Constitution?
No,
Let's just do whatever
I
the
think
fuck we
people
want.
care about the Constitution. I think they care about nonpartisan judge races. I think they care about that stuff tremendously, but nobody's talking about it. The
Okay.
Democrats don't talk about that stuff. You have Riley and doing her road show and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
you see people embracing the DAWC and the dialogue dialogue, and
Yeah.
she's bringing new people out. You see what this folks are doing with this nonpartisan judge elections, and
Yeah.
they're getting Roscoe to back them now. Bob
Yep.
Brown's back in them.
Well, they're not
Schweitzer's
Republicans
back in
anymore.
them. You know, and there is bipartisan support. Dirty word, bipartisan support
Yeah.
for that kind of stuff.
Well, once somebody from the right comes over and works as bipartisan, then they get kicked out of that party.
Yeah, they're
in
primary.
Montana at least. And in Montana, what is it? Every 10 years or 20 years, we get to decide if to change our constitution.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about. If people don't understand, like
It's
in
coming
Montana,
up, isn't it?
Coming up.
it is coming up in 2030.
Yeah, and speaking of talking about things,
Yeah.
Mike, I think that's a critical thing that we got to keep, not
Yes.
just letting Upper 7 do a roadshow, but
keep talking
people
about it.
around the state need to talk about this in coffee shops and
Yeah.
like wherever they're hanging out, because this is not just a thing that needs to be sprung on people right before they walk in the
Montana
voting
has
booth.
a
should get,
fantastic constitution, rights to privacy,
Yeah. It's a
good one.
rights to clean and healthful environment.
Yeah.
You know, now a right to abortion.
Yep.
And you know, we have these provisions in our constitutions that other states dream about having.
Right.
And you know, we can't talk about them. And I think you're right, Bo, that if we don't talk about them, when this time comes, people are going to listen to the other side.
Yep.
Because we're not talking about
say
it, we're
people,
not
we gotta
educating
change it. Yeah.
anybody,
Right.
and it's going to be 60-40, and we're going to be like, what happened?
Yep.
Well, that right to clean and healthy environment, our privacy rights. We have some of the biggest privacy rights in the country in our Constitution. You know, we've got right to our health, and we got things that a lot of states don't have. And the Republicans want to take all these things away. They want this completely changed. And I'm hoping, you know, again, we do have a lot of fucking meatheads that have moved here. A lot.
Sure.
The surf boat driving, you know, 3,500
But
pickup.
Yellowstone is ending. That show is going away.
I thought it was gone.
I think.
No.
I mean, it's got to be fucking done
Kevin
by
Costner's
now.
gone, but the show.
Oh,
Yeah,
the show's
he
still
died.
going
No,
on.
not. I mean, the character.
He died too?
The character.
I just learned
died.
Val Kilmer's
Kevin
dead.
Costner,
Kev's alive.
Kevin Costner is alive and well.
Yeah.
To our
Val
viewers
Kilmer
watching
died.
home.
Character's dead.
And
John Dutton.
they killed off that lady in 1823, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's a long time ago, Mike.
character
We don't
for
even
John
talk
Dutton
about those
died.
days anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe, okay, I don't know if you guys have heard this one. I just heard this. This is ridiculous. It's called Patriot Mobile.
Okay.
It's a new mobile phone service for people of faith.
Oh, it's been around for
Christian
years.
values.
You're just getting
I'm just
onto
getting
this.
the I'm just getting the ads on Sirius
You
XM.
don't listen to 880
How much
enough.
cheaper
I hear that
than
ad,
Verizon is it? Because
Then
I'm
I
ready
hear-
to jump.
and I'll hear Ron
Yeah.
Reagan's ad for the Freedom from Religion Foundation.
What was that guy's name on Big Mountain with the Christian Science Consulting? Was that it wasn't
Is that
Jason?
Dick Jones?
No.
Or, what?
He got in trouble giving all these prostituting out meth women.
What?
Oh yeah, on Big Mountain before Foley took over.
First time that's ever happened.
Yeah,
What is it? Somebody running Big Mountain?
yeah. Dosen, wasn't it? Yeah,
Dosen. Who's that?
Jason Dosen. I don't remember his name anymore.
Oh, I don't remember.
But it was a big to-do. And then Foley came in and he did that stock split and dumped all the locals off their
yes, he
stock.
did. That was brutal.
Yeah.
That was brutal. You know, but they have this. I mean, I don't understand how a business. But again, in America, you got enough customers, even if 30% like you. But I don't know many businesses that are so inclusive. You know what I mean? Like that's normally not a good idea. Like on our Zinn sign in the bathroom, I'm like, Fred, just take off the go back to Texas part because they spend money here, and I kind of need that money. You
Right.
know, we have a long fall. You know, and he's like, yeah, I kind of get
My
that,
principles
you know?
aren't that strong.
But
You could have said go back
Come
to
on.
Canada because we know they're not here, right?
It's true. That would have been easy, you know. Okay, I was going to bring this up too. This is in my notes. So I've gotten a little discussion, you know, on social media, just a small one this time, I was like, whatever, it's not worth arguing. But you know, they put the story out. The Interlake put the story that Canadian tourism was down 25%.
Yeah.
And of course, first person comments like, I don't know, I don't see that anywhere. All I see are all Canadian plates at Costco. I'm like, hey, all I'm saying is I own 4 businesses in Whitefish. One of them for 25 years, the other one going on 10. And I directly see it from my bank account and my sales because I know what I depend on and I know who the Canadians are, and they are not here. It is down 25%. I'm sorry, I didn't really make one. It's not political. It is political. Don't say that. It's definitely. If you go blatantly against the facts that are told to you by the Chamber of Commerce, which is fairly right wing, you know, very right wing.
Sure, yeah.
And these are their numbers. They're just. This is a day and age where you can actually put real proof out there. Doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah, I've got a lot of neighbors that are second homeowners from Alberta, and Alberta's, as we know, pretty conservative.
Yeah, it is.
It's Trump land of Canada.
It's the Florida of Canada.
Yeah,
It really is.
and
a little colder.
My neighbors are still coming down, but they say, "Oh, we can't get our friends to come with us." We invite them down, and they say, "No, we're not gonna." We're
There's
not
pride
going
up
to
there.
vacation
They're very prideful.
in the States this year.
Like they just don't want to support the U.S. or there's a hassle at the border.
No, they're boycotting.
I
They're
think it's
boycotting.
both. I think it's
Yeah.
first and foremost
Oh, yeah,
the
there's a hassle.
51st state narrative.
Right.
And then secondarily, it's the stories, apocryphal or not, that, oh, my neighbor got to the border and was detained for 4
Sure.
days because they didn't have XYZ, or
Yeah,
they
yeah.
one time
Or they had a
posted a
picture
thing
of
on
JD
Facebook
fans,
that
yeah.
said, I don't like the president, or whatever it may be. But
You
they're
cannot like
telling
me. I'm the best.
that their friends are invited and won't come down with them.
My friend Kim Temko, I called him a couple months ago. I said, "Where are you coming down?" He said, "When that motherfucker's dead." I said, "Dead? He can just be out of office." He goes, "I don't know. I got a pretty bad taste in my mouth, and so do my friends." I was
He'll
like,
live
"Damn."
to be 105.
You know what I say? He probably will. But, so if Canada said, "America, we're going to make you our bitch," America would bring fucking guns to that fight. All they did was boo a national anthem. Holy, did we snowflake out on that or what? Have some thicker skin, MAGA. They booed because we're fucking with them. We're fucking with their economy. We're
Canada's a
fucking
better
with their
song.
lives.
Sorry.
We are absolutely fucking with their lives. Because America can fuck with anybody it wants. And even though Trump can say he's joking, and people say, "Oh, he's just joking," he's not going to make it the 51st century. I don't give a fuck. He said it. He said it. He started that fire. And now these are my customers, my friends that I don't get to see, and I don't get their money right now because of one guy.
It's not just the tourism stuff. I mean, when you think about how tariffs hit Montana, Montana and Canada are huge trading partners. And of all the states that are going to get hit, Montana's going to get probably
And
hit
I love
some of
how
the hardest.
Steve Daines
has
just
Zinke
keeps-
released a statement on that yet?
I think Zinke's backpedaling pretty fast on a lot
You
of
would
stuff.
think, 'cause
He
Daines
never
is going
did
on-
anything bad anymore.
Daines is going full speed ahead.
Yep.
Touting a big, beautiful bill and how awesome it is. And again, now we don't trust the CBO, right? Of course. I think you said something. Well, when Democrats are in,
Oh yeah, deficits only matter when Democrats run the White House. I mean, it's the only time they matter.
and that is a goddamn fact.
And it goes back to why people hate the Democrats. There are parts of government that I don't even know exist until the Democrats are in power and they're like, we'd love to help you guys out, but the Senate parliamentarian said we can't do that. And I'm like, what the fuck
Who the fuck is that guy?
Parliamentarian? And who voted for them? And they're like, we just don't. We have
Nobody.
the votes. We have
Actually,
the votes.
nobody did.
Yeah, we have the votes, but the parliamentarian put the kibosh on it, so nothing we can do. You think Trump or
No.
Jim Jordan or
No.
Mitch McConnell give two shits about the Senate parliamentarian?
Absolutely not.
Wasn't it Bush that fired the last parliamentarian?
Probably,
I think
yeah.
it was.
I
Yeah.
mean-
yeah.
It's
Who
crazy.
knew that job existed?
Yeah, I had no idea. I was
What a
like,
good
the
job.
fuck?
Well,
I was like, what
How do you
district
get
is
that job in the Senate? How does
Yeah.
the Parliament come into the Senate?
I think you had to know Mitch McConnell.
You got to be
Probably
a yes
one of
man.
Trump's best nicknames, Cocaine Mitch. That was a good nickname.
Cocaine
That's
Mitch.
98-mile-an-hour fastball there. That's a good one.
Where did that name come from? What's
I
that
don't know.
backstory
It's
on that?
because
Who are you?
Mitch McConnell's wife, she's like a huge
she's
importer
Chinese or
from China.
something.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
someone Chen or something. And Trump was saying that she imports all these goods from overseas and they aren't checked, so she's shipping in all these illegal drugs for the cartel. So he called him Cocaine Mitch.
It's a pretty good
Well,
story.
Back
I
to
mean,
funny.
So-
It's
Back
good.
to funny.
Very funny.
Another thing.
Meatball Ron, very funny.
Does the left need to put the propaganda out there? Okay, and this is serious. It really is. Because, I'm very in touch with the social media and stuff, kind of trying to do the podcast. And so I watch a lot of it now, and it sucks because I used to watch Forensic Files at night. Now I watch fucking social media. It's kind of more fun. I don't get, but I don't get the porn everybody else does. I'm getting all politics. That's
Yeah.
all. But when I talk about the propaganda and the right seems to be very good at it.
They are very good at it.
They're good. And I don't know if the left just has morals and won't do it because I'm trying to think of what propaganda. Okay, they did a lot of propaganda towards the end of the Biden administration,
Right.
without a doubt. He's fine. Quick as a whip.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was propaganda.
They
Quick
fucked
as a
that up
whip.
bad.
Yeah.
A 10,000-pound whip. What
Every
you
time
talk
I
about
see
quick?
him, he is razor sharp.
So there's this propaganda going on that says,
push-ups every morning.
before Trump was president, his net worth was $3.7 billion.
Sure.
Now that he's president, it's only $3 billion. Obama's net worth before presidency was $1.3 million. $134 million he's worth now.
Well,
These are insanely stupid, horrible numbers.
He did
Trump
sign
has
that
made a
big
lot
deal
of
with
money,
Netflix.
and people support him making money. Republicans support Trump making more money. They're very vocal about it.
Right.
And the Republicans are the ones saying, like, you're saying there's something wrong with being a billionaire. It's like, no. But I mean, when you got
Maybe
this
I
many
am,
people
but,
suck,
yeah.
But here they're out there putting all these insane numbers out there where Trump, he's making money hands down. They don't even need the propaganda, but they're doing it.
Propaganda's always existed.
Yeah. Yes,
Both
always will.
parties have done it forever.
Yes.
And also, Ryan's a lawyer. One of those days in the history I thought I was, but no longer.
Yeah.
Like the rule of law and honesty in this country is
yeah.
the bedrock of our democracy, and without that, it's kind of lost. And so, maybe things are shitty now, and they've been shitty before in the golden age.
OJ got
and
off.
it takes somebody to come back in, or the people to come back in and say, no, we need to believe what is true, and that's what
But there's no more Walter Cronkite.
continues to guide this country. And maybe I'm Pollyannish, but I think that if
No, I
the
think you're-
Democrats
I
say
think you're right on the
throw
money.
the baby out with the bathwater
Well-
too, then what the hell is this country?
I think
Yeah,
you're right
yeah,
on the
yeah.
money. We don't need the
WWE.
propaganda. What we need is a little bit of theater. Look at what
do.
Schweitzer was doing.
you need
when
messaging in theater.
Messaging in theater. Remember Schweitzer in the early days when he was running against Conrad Burns?
Oh, yeah.
He went up
Driving
to the
people
state,
to Canada in the
driving
bus.
people to Canada
Yeah.
in the
Bills.
bus, going to the state capitol and dumping bills all over the state capitol for tobacco money. That kind of theater. It was truthful.
Yep.
And it was full of theater, and people loved it.
It's true, they did, and people do like
But
that.
you gotta
People
have
love a show,
honesty
and Trump's
behind
got a
it
show.
or
You got to have
But
honesty.
There's nothing
No,
to
you
it.
don't. Because the Republicans have zero honesty behind it. They really, I'm telling you, Trump as their leader. So, I think my argument's pretty valid.
I think
Trump
people will
there's
come
no
back.
truth behind him at all. There's none. And he won 2 terms after we saw how fucking horrible the guy is. And then he pardons cop beaters. Okay, this is it. And he pardons just prisoners, bad people. Rob Blagojevich stole millions of dollars.
Democrat.
Yes. Eric Adams.
Democrat.
Sleazy ass fucking Democrat. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of sleazy Democrats. I don't think they should be pardoned. I don't in any way at all, But here we are. We got a president that lies every single day about absolutely everything because he knows, in his mind, if it's true, it really doesn't matter, because he's going to have a certain percentage of people that are going to believe it. And they do.
40%.
People believe that prices are cheaper. They say gas is cheaper. It's not. But so I'm just playing devil's advocate because how the fuck can you say honesty has to be behind it when honesty is not behind anything and the Democrats are getting fucking taken to the woodshed.
Yeah, but
Based on lies.
The Wizard of Oz was eventually exposed. And
True, we did see behind the curtain.
When everybody finally realizes what's going on and where
But we've known this
where
guy for
they
decades.
Sure. But he hasn't been president but for 4.5 years.
4.5,
So I think kind of what you're saying, Bo, is once there's lines at the grocery store, gas, who knows, there's gas shortages. You can't go to the emergency room anymore. You can no longer get your child vaccinated. There's no more
Then
teachers in
something
the
will happen.
schools.
Then.
Is that the breaking point where people are going to be like, look, maybe we need to swing back the other way?
I don't know where the tipping point is, but I think that
Yeah.
eventually we
I
get
can see
there.
that. I can
No,
see
I think
that.
that's right.
You have to remember the pendulum doesn't have to move far.
But
No,
if we're
not
but if
far
we're
enough.
allowing
Not far.
And it didn't.
Yeah.
But if we're
last go
allowing,
around.
if we're allowing our best students, our smartest people to leave the country, we're gutting our education department. Really, this seems like a good plan. And yes, the truth, and this should come back and it should work. But if we're creating all these dummies,
Oh yeah, remember like the
I mean-
Democrats? Biden tried to do away with the student loan thing.
oh, I
You know, and the
What a
Supreme
horrible
Court was
person.
like, "Oh, you can't do that."
Right, yeah.
Now Trump's trying to get rid of the entire Department of Education, and the Supreme Court says, "Yeah, you can fire
well,
anybody you want."
separation
No
of
big
powers.
deal.
What do you
It's not
want
a
us
big
to
deal.
That
do?
is weird
Our
stuff.
hands are tied.
Didn't they just get rid of mRNA vaccines today?
Oh yeah,
$500 million in research or something. They just pulled all the money out.
I mean, that'll go to what, Germany or China or
Israel.
Japan or somewhere. But I mean, they're not going to be able to develop things as quickly as we can. I don't know. But
Yeah, they will.
I
They're
guess this is
taking
why
over.
you don't install the Secretary of Health. and
China
Human
has been able to
Services.
develop things very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, again, this is a week ago. Trump said China doesn't have any windmills because they don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't play that
China
way.
has bullet trains.
They have more windmills than anybody in the world.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Trump said they don't have
Even
any.
solar.
Of course they do.
You know, and they're winning this race with our technology.
I mean, I for one,
You could have a whole show on energy, man.
Yeah, you're right.
I for one am shocked that who would have thought that installing a Secretary of Health and Human Services who has a hole in his brain from a worm would have turned out this badly. That's
It's hard.
that's
to
on
believe.
me. I should have seen that coming.
if we could just settle on getting rid of red number 40 and putting sugar back into Coca-Cola and call it good.
He did post something.
We were all there anyway.
RFK did post something on Twitter the other day I thought was very funny. It was like his anniversary or something, and he said, Cheryl, she's my light. She fills the hole in me, and she has for years. And it was like the wormhole.
The wormhole
Is that
in
the
the
hole we're
brain.
talking about? She's the greatest. There's a hole in my head.
Well, which is so funny because he's not that far from Larry half the time. You fucking hate him.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like,
Man,
God, he is
But
insufferable.
again, when I'm putting, out like this, we started the show
Yeah,
with this.
when life imitates
all the
art.
people that's in his administration.
That's Cheryl's life.
I mean,
Well, they're
and
all
I've always had-
sycophants. That's all
I've
they
always had
are.
a problem with the Republicans based on their appointees over the years. It's always a slap in the face to government and educated people. Always a slap in the face. They make it a point. Starting back with Reagan. I mean, but I think Bush too put that shit on steroids. Like he put some fucking whack jobs.
Well, even Trump won. Trump one's cabinet is wonderful
well,
compared to the clown show we've got.
Well, of course, but he couldn't keep a cabinet together for 4 years.
Linda
it was
McMahon.
revolving door. Almost every position, they're getting fired
She
or they're
kept
quitting.
calling AI A1.
I know.
It's like, no, it's
I
not the
know,
delicious
dude.
steak sauce we all know and love, Linda,
No,
okay?
No, don't say that. If you don't know how to cook a steak, don't even.
Oh,
fucking
come
cook
on.
a steak.
Maybe this is the
No.
problem with Democrats,
You
Ed.
don't want
What
steak sauce. No, fuck no, dude.
the podcast
Salt and
comes out
pepper.
against A1. We're cooked now.
I
Salt
fucking
and
love
pepper.
Wait,
57.
A1's out?
No.
No, we can't. No.
A1's in, right?
Oh, A1 is fantastic
fine.
on chicken.
Learn how to cook. Okay, on chicken, I can
Yeah.
see it. Chicken's fucking
You
horrible.
get a
Needs
green meat
something.
special at Safeway, a little A1 on it. Oh, nothing's wrong with that.
Green
Come
meat
on,
special.
come
That's going in my
on.
tacos pretty
Yeah,
soon
come
because.
Like you said, beef's at $6 a pound on
Six-
average. Not A1 meat.
Yeah, right.
A1. Remember Hamburger
delicious.
Helper? I mean,
Oh,
we've
it's
been through
delicious.
these tough
Right,
times before.
exactly.
A1 Hamburger Helper.
Come on.
So another lie
Coming back.
that I see, another propaganda out there is the tariffs and what they're doing. You have real economists and real people that work real jobs saying this is really hurting. You're seeing it, in farming and labor and all these things. There are some issues, big time issues. But again, Trump will be on TV saying we've already made $80 billion off our tariffs. So who's making that money? And why doesn't anybody really question them?
Well-
And when they try to question
Well,
them, and explain them-
importers and companies are making the money because we are the ones paying
it,
the extra
yes.
costs.
I mean, I own a business. One of them's a ski shop. So I definitely got the letters telling me whatever country my shit's coming from, it's going to cost me more. Well, what the fuck? Okay, so Trump's saying it's not costing me anything. But it is costing me something. My girlfriend deals with a lot of
Costing your
Chinese stuff.
customers more.
Yeah.
Is this where the trickle down's coming from? The trickle all over me?
The
It's
piss,
finally
yeah,
showing
that's
up.
the
Trickle
piss.
all
The
over,
piss trickling
trickle
down.
all over.
Yes.
I
Well-
thought they were going to give these tariffs a stimmy to Ryan so he can go to
back to Vegas. Yeah.
Back to Vegas.
And
with
I
it.
will.
Or
That's
come-
You know?
the beers under the big sky
what is
promise.
it?
I
The
will blow
tariffs
that
are
money
like
in
what,
Vegas.
$100 billion by now? What is the number? Does
'Cause-
anybody know?
Yeah, it's
the
like
tariff money?
150 billion.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of stimmy.
Because he and Josh
I
Trump
mean, we
and-
should be getting that
Yeah,
money.
Trump and Josh Hawley got in a big fight over it, where Josh Hawley said we should use that to pay down the deficit, and Trump said no, we should use it as a stimulus check.
They just increase the deficit by $5 trillion. Give us our $150
Come on,
billion
give me
in stimmy.
I need my kickback, man.
Let the light from the slot machine tickle my brain and make me forget about all the problems in the world for
I
10
think in
minutes.
honor of Donald Trump, we should call it the tinkle down effect.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
The
But
beautiful.
I don't know.
Tinkle down effect.
Maybe this is just the conspiratorial nature that I have. I'm convinced that these big tariffs, the China one, the Mexico one, a lot of these big tariffs, I think, is just legalized insider trading for Trump and his buddies. Because it seems to me like these are just huge pump and dump schemes where they announce these tariffs, the stock market craters, and then buy, and then they say, well, we're going to take another 90 days to think about it. Market shoots back up, they sell, they make a ton of money. Behind closed doors, they're all laughing at us.
Yep. Well, you know what happened today, too?
Maybe that's me,
Today,
Mr. Epstein, Mr. Conspiracy.
He had a great call with Putin again today.
I'm sure he did.
He's had about 20 great calls when he said he's going to end that war on day one.
Right.
You know, like he's had all these calls. They're all great.
Yeah.
I mean, God damn.
But Ryan, going back to that, you know, it is what you're talking about with the stock market
Sure seems like it.
manipulation. Sure seems like it to me too. But it's also this negotiation tool where you just go in guns blazing and then you settle for a little bit less and you got such a good deal. But look at even Apple. What did Apple say today? They said they're going to do, was it $100 billion in investments in America?
Good.
Good.
Yeah,
About
good.
bloody time. And, you know,
Yes.
maybe they did need to get bullied a little bit
Right.
to make that kind of step. And,
I mean,
they're doing that across the board. Japan's saying they're going to make investments in America right now. Other countries are saying
UK
it.
is buying.
Good.
We don't know if they're
Powerful.
actually going to make it or if they're just going to wait the next 3 years and say, oh, yeah, you know, economy was kind of not right.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is part of that tool that they're
Yeah.
using.
And I think that we got to be careful in judging the administration too quickly, as much as I hate to say, but I think that Mike is right that some of it may be pump and dump and some of it may be just like, I mean, the art of the deal said, I come in, I tell them something way too high. I know that's not where it's going to be.
Yeah.
And then I go back and then I still get a great deal.
Yeah.
And like, what, he wrote that book like 40 years ago.
did.
And that's exactly what he's doing. And I think that sometimes maybe there is a shakeup that we need. And it feels a little greasy. It feels like maybe it's a pump and dump for the financiers.
It is for people in Congress.
Yeah,
I will say,
certainly for
without
people
question.
in Congress. But I think that Mike is right. I think it's maybe a little short-sighted to just say all of this is totally terrible. I may have gone into thinking, yes,
Right.
all of this is going to be totally terrible, but maybe we need to be a little bit
If Tim Apple wants to
in the bully
invest
pulpit
$100
once in a
billion,
while.
But how much do we have to
And-
pay? I think is a reasonable question. Is like, how much does your retirement account have to suffer? How much extra do you have
Okay,
to pay
yep.
at the pump? How much extra do you have to pay in beef because Australia's pissed off or whatever?
Yeah.
You know, how much do I got to pay for that Colombian coffee now that I used to get for $3
Well, we're
cheaper?
seeing it. It's expensive
You know,
right
and
now.
so when is enough until we actually get the benefit side? Because there is a benefit side.
It's coming.
Well,
It's
once it
coming.
comes, we'll hire a Democrat
see.
to be president, and then the Democrat will ruin it all.
Well, I still remember they said they're going to pass this big, beautiful bullshit bill, and the stock market's just going to go
Take off.
crazy.
It's gonna soar.
It's just going to
Yep.
never see those high levels. And
You'll
I'm
never see
looking at it
jobs
and
like
say,
this.
Well, I don't know if it's back to the beginning of the year level yet.
Not
so
yet.
only when they came out and said 73,000 jobs in July. That's nuts because July is the biggest hiring month of the year.
Really?
Normally, it's July. It's a big hiring month.
school
yes.
kids?
Summer hires.
I guess. Well, yeah.
Well, high
you know,
school, crop harvesting,
Yeah,
like
all
it's-
that shit.
yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just a big deal, you know. Like yes, tourism shit, like
Well, it's
water
like June.
pumps and-
June automatically has like a 20% increase because of high school and college kids automatically.
Okay.
It happens
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single year.
Yep. And that's what I find disturbing because
Getting-
May, June, and July were bad.
Even with automation, getting crops out of the ground is still a thing that
You're
has to
saying
happen.
high school kids work.
I thought so.
Not
Ed's
as
got
much
a lot of
anymore.
them, so.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
Well, Bo, you might know this, but it
Shady
was
labor practices over there.
with the EU. It's going to be $500 million in liquefied natural gas, but the EU only brings in $100 million every year. So it's like, what's going to happen? Oh, like, okay, cool,
the
right on.
That really upsets me. As soon as energy prices start thinking about getting lower, we're going to ship it all out of the nation so Americans can't have cheaper power.
I know you
Every
said that a
single
week or
time.
two ago, and it's like, yep, that makes sense. Well, we're gonna.
And they did the same thing with milk.
But it's
You
not
know,
just
milk was
shipping it
getting
out of the
cheaper and
country,
cheaper
Mike.
and cheaper, and
It's
suddenly we're
saying
shipping it all
no
over.
to homegrown energy. It's saying, nope, we had this train coming
Yeah.
for renewable clean energy, and they put the brakes on and said, nope, we're yanking the rug out from under you, and we're not going to develop any homegrown energy if it isn't coal or natural gas anymore, or nuclear.
I know. And I think Montana's like energy independence. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah.
of
You go
course.
to rural Montana that's like, no,
Yep.
get me
Where's-
off that
Get me
grid.
off
Where's
the
all
grid.
the above
Yeah.
gone? It's like all the above as long as I like you.
You know, AI and automation is going to keep affecting the job markets the rest of our lives, and well, forever. Right now, at McDonald's, and this was just, I want to say it was some. Oh, it was actually Hunter Biden was in an interview.
McDonald's sells crack now?
He was in the parking lot in the
Gotcha,
back. In
okay.
the back. This is where he got this information.
Is that where he lost his
While he was
laptop,
buying
right?
his crack, he talked to the
Gun in the dumpster, yeah. Where'd that
he
last
talked to the owner.
I thought I threw away the quarter pounder.
But so a McDonald's owner can that has 50 employees can take that number from 50 down to 10 or 5 with AI.
Yeah.
Because you only need one person pretty much now.
Robot hamburger maker.
I mean, even your drive-through, you know, you can. I mean, it's crazy.
How
you know?
much is the American public going to take? I mean, they try to raise
Well,
the...
there's nothing they can do about it because AI is
there are a few things we
and
can
automation
do
is
about
cheaper. You know what I mean? Like it's just cheaper. So why wouldn't
And
you?
it doesn't complain. It's like a
yeah, it
J2
doesn't
coming
get
to
sick.
Big Mountain.
It's
They
called
don't
a-
complain.
They don't complain.
It's called a guillotine, is how we complain about it. You know, they try to raise the retirement age in France by a year, and they're flipping
it
over
went
cop
nuts.
cars
Oh,
in the
yeah.
street.
So
Whereas Americans, they're like, well, we tweaked Chat GPT a little bit. Turns out we just eliminated 40% of the workforce. Sorry, everyone. And they're going to go, well, I guess we'll just be fucking homeless now.
that's
If it gets me a $3 beer at the tap house, I'm all for it.
Right.
Yeah, that'll never happen again.
That's an ad. Next Thursday, $3 beers at the Montana Tap
Get a
House.
350 Ultra.
I think Pabst is always $3 at the tap
But why
house.
why is that? Why do I feel
I don't know
like...
why. People buy it.
Like, no, why do I feel like...
Well, it used to be the beer of Whitefish
know,
until
it
all
still
these
is.
yuppie breweries came to
Right.
town.
Right.
Everyone was drinking PBR.
They're going back to Pabst
You
now.
used to go to the Northern and get the dollar ones. Come on.
Still can.
You don't want to... You don't want to head down to Black Star? It's $9 beer night.
Yes.
$4 beer.
That's what I hear.
That's the rag.
They don't add. They don't
the bar
advertise.
rag,
right
but-
through
yeah.
you, though.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying I feel like most of the American public are just cattle, and they will do whatever they want. You know, they'll get in line and they'll say, "Yes, sir, Mr. Musk. Thank you very much. It's so cool. You're rich. I don't have a pot to piss in." But yet in other countries like France,
Yeah.
you know, they go nuts.
They
Maybe
would.
that's just the holdover from the French Revolution.
I think it's a holdover
Maybe.
because you're right. Bread goes from like 99 cents to
people
$1,
go
and they're like,
crazy.
burn down
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Spain's kind of like that too, aren't
Yes.
they?
But I think that back to the beginning of the show,
yes. Let's
we
help the
all have
Democrats.
to-
Let's figure it out.
realize that like to assume everyone is a moron is a
Yes.
death knell
You can't be
for
that way.
moving
Don't call them deplorables.
is for moving the needle to things that actually help.
Point, counterpoint.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, you know, you're right. I mean, you know, you can sit there and you can know that there's definitely not intelligent voters. There's ill-informed voters.
I think we call low information
low
voters.
information voters. That's the term. You
And their
know.
eyes are close together.
And the
furry
Republicans
hands.
know
Yes.
the Republicans know how to kind of guide them a lot better. They know. They
Well,
know.
like poor access to the media. That what they're getting is commercials and
Yeah.
flyers,
So
and which are the most awful stuff that you can get if you're trying to learn anything.
right. Well, yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And anytime you think that someone is judging you and thinking you're a lesser than, you're gonna be like, "Fuck those guys."
Yeah.
I like the people that don't judge me as a lesser than.
You're right.
That's who I'm gonna throw my lot in with.
I think most people just want to be bloody left alone.
I think
You
Yeah.
know, leave us alone. Don't come at us with these regulations. Don't tell me what to think.
I think you're right.
You know, don't push this garbage down my throat
Then why
because
is
it doesn't
Trump
taste
so
good.
goddamn popular? Because he shoves everything down our throats. They don't stop. They shove religion
No,
down
no.
our throats.
Democrats get triggered by everything he says.
Yes.
Trump said
TDS.
Yes.
Trump took the lowest common denominator and said, "Come get on board with me, and if you believe in me, I will show you the heights of as
Sure, yeah.
high as you can go.
Yeah.
Friends with the
And I will
bully.
do
I'm
everything
safe.
you
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
want me to do, and I'll say it, and I'll do it.
Yeah,
and that's how we
President
got
has a message. Democrats' message last session was, "I'm not him."
Yeah.
You're right. I'm not him, and that should be good enough.
Not
And it's
anymore.
not good
And
enough.
it's not good. No, it's
We
not good
need
enough.
a vision moving forward for the next generation. What is it?
But on the right, what seems to work is they bitch about the left and how horrible they are and just how terrible they are and
Let
how
them go.
stupid they
Let
are.
them go.
You know? I mean,
Let them complain.
Seems to work.
Let them complain all they want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is working for them. I mean, you look at these man on the street interviews and people just think horrible things of Democrats and liberals because that's kind of the way America is. And maybe someday that needle will go the other way. It might. It might be a case where people say, "Oh, I think MAGA's bad. I think the conservatives are bad."
I think
they're
the
bad
needle
for-
is already there. It's like the jobs report. They're just not yet telling you the full information.
Yeah.
and they're not going
and,
to.
And Mike, you were in the legislature for this period that I'm about to just refer to, but Republicans in this state that I am friends with have said that when Brian Schweitzer was elected and in office for 8 years, and then Steve Bullock was elected and in office for 8 years, they thought they were in the woods and they didn't have a message and they didn't know what they were doing in the state of Montana, and they thought that the best days were behind them, and now they're back on top.
They're back on top.
But it's back to like the pendulum shifts, the messenger shifts, because as you were saying, Schweitzer was a good talker.
Yeah.
Bullock was a good messenger too. And when you have somebody that says, "This is why I care about your plight and what I'm going to do about it," people get on board.
Yep.
And if you don't have that message, then people say, "Who's the other person?"
No, I think you're absolutely right. And it wasn't even that. Remember when Obama won and he won 60 seats in the U.S. Senate? And the Republicans were just lost in the wilderness.
really
and,
were.
their strategy was basically be the party of no, which is something the Democrats couldn't absolutely never say. It's like, no. I just want to tweak that a little bit to make it a little bit different, and then I'll get on board. And if I give me a couple of crumbs, I'm okay.
2008 was. I mean, he won Indiana. For God's sake. I mean, that was belt to ass.
Oh, yeah. No, they just whooped them.
Yeah.
Well, and I
they
wonder
were
how
lost
many-
in the woods. And Democrats are right there. Democrats are coming back. They're coming back. We're coming back. We just need some people.
We'll see.
We need some structure. We need some discipline. And we need a path forward that talks about the future, not the past. No one's going back. The back days are done. Our lives are in front of us.
But look what the Republicans did after the Democrats had that kind of majority. They went to fucking work. They made sure they're going to control that Supreme Court. That was their goal. Obama, Merrick Garland, 8 months before the election, wouldn't let him do it.
Yep.
And then Trump gets to do it a month before an election. I mean, they played dirty. They played to win. They didn't fuck around at all. And I don't see the Democrats willing to play that game. I don't.
Probably
I just
not.
don't. I haven't seen it yet anyway. I mean, you saw some anger, but, and again, America didn't seem to care.
Yeah.
Right? Did America care? I don't really know. I don't even know if they paid
Look,
attention.
it's time to get more candidates in Montana, right? I think we got two
It is.
statewide candidates
You're
right.
right.
now. We got Russell Cleveland and we got
Riley?
Riley
What do you
O'Neill,
think of her?
Right? Riley O'Neill from the East Side. She's great.
You know her?
Just from Twitter. Back
Okay.
when I was back on Twitter days.
Okay.
I'm kind of blue sky now.
I tried Blue Sky.
Yeah,
Not much going on there.
It's very calm.
It's very calm.
It's very
No one
sanitized.
really gets upset.
that's-
You
it's
got to
too
come back
calm.
to Twitter, Mike.
It's too calm.
It's
Even
an
Julie-
open sewer. It's great.
Julie Mason quit.
Yeah.
Julie Mason got on it. She's like, she quit X. She's like, I'm done. I can't be
It's
on this.
wild, dude.
So she went to Blue Sky for about a couple months. She's like, I'm over it. I can't take it. It's too nice. Wait, people are
you
too
got
nice.
all the heart emojis. People slapping you on the back.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder how many followers they have.
Good candidates beget, hopefully, good candidates on the other side as well.
Could be. Yeah.
Or better
That's
candidates.
how it's supposed to work.
So I think that's what, as I understand this show to be, is like, can't we just be better? And it's from both parties.
And
they
how do you
ought to
be
both
better?
be better.
Yeah.
And so let's have better candidates and better opinions from both parties.
Oh, I think that we should be better. There's no doubt. And Democrats have almost given up. I mean,
Well, that's what it
there's
seems
a
like.
faction of Democrats right now in Montana working with moderate Republicans, and they want to elect more Republicans in swing districts like Great Falls, and they got a Texas billionaire who's giving them a gob of money to do it. And so the Democrats are like, well, we can't win any more races, so let's go elect some of these moderate Republicans who are going to stick it to us on everything except two issues.
Yep, you're right. They're gonna do it with a smile on their face too. Okay, and so how do you combat that? More people running, and how do they do that? Like, I mean, we have the Flathead Democrat leader watching us tonight, and
I know, we haven't dumped on him, have we?
no, we've been nice around the Flathead, for sure.
Keeping an eagle eye on
Well,
us,
he's
so.
making sure that we don't cross him too much, but he realizes there's problems with the Democrats. I mean, all Democrats do, but there's always going to be problems, But who are these candidates? Where are they going to come from? I do like Russell Cleveland. I thought he blew me away when I met him. I was like, wow, this seems genuine. Seems like a kind of guy that he's got money, he cares a lot, and I could be completely wrong. I don't think I am. I mean, we spent about 8 hours together when he was on the podcast, and it seemed like a great guy.
I don't think Russell Cleveland is like the answer be all. We need like 10 Russell Clevelands.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We do. We need more.
Great. Let's have a primary in that district, and let's talk about the issues, and let's put forward a positive vision for Montana. Well, as opposed to this, you run in this race and you run in this race over here, and don't talk about my issues, and I won't talk about your issues. Consultants say this is our safe space, and this is how we talk about stuff. It's like, no.
Focus groups didn't like that topic. We're going to stay away from that.
You sound like Cuomo focus groups and, his advisors.
What do you think Chuck Schumer would give up in the U.S. Senate for Trump to endorse Cuomo over Mamdani? I think it would be a lot.
He'd give up. He'd get on his knees.
He'd be like, "We'll codify all those Doge cuts, whatever you want. Just we cannot have this dirty Muslim win."
And is this what's going to take for the Democrats, to either, because if they're going to say no, and they're going to,
it's the only time I see the Democrats with
David
fire
Hogg,
in their eyes,
they got
flame in their belly.
No, David Hogg gave them some fire.
Is when they're talking
Remind
about
us why Cuomo quit.
Right, yeah.
Oh, a little sexual harassment.
Right.
Remind us why he quit, and now the Democrats are running
How many
back.
elderly people did Cuomo kill in the state of New York during COVID? My goodness.
Yeah, he took that. Oh, man. And I thought that was really goofy, and I didn't see that as a good political move for him to have these daily things on COVID, like being the governor and stuff.
He's got some funny clips.
But so he's running as an independent. Eric Adams is going to run as
Still
independent.
running. God bless that man.
I mean,
man.
What is that going to
Brass
do?
balls on that guy.
What is that?
Yeah.
So to me, that just says these guys are obviously have a lot to lose by not being mayor or winning these. So I don't trust them automatically as an American. I shouldn't trust these people, even though Cuomo and Eric Adams have sketchy past at best, And then you look at a guy like Mondavi, he's got a great past.
Yeah.
I mean, from what you've read, he doesn't.
It sounds like he's saying Mondavi. And I'm like,
oh, Mondavi, yeah. Yeah, Mondavi.
wine baron.
Yeah, right.
But it seems like his past is very squeaky clean.
Yeah.
Won't matter. He's a socialist, that's another
Do you know who
dirty
Bill
word.
Ackman is? He's that billionaire in New York City hedge fund guy.
No.
So he is freaking out about Mondami. And
Really?
has said he's going to meet with Cuomo and Adams, and he's going to decide which one he wants to bankroll.
Oh, and he's
Wait, he doesn't think the rent's too high?
And it's like, so the oligarchs are just
he's
out
got
in the
no
open.
problem paying for his
They are out in
rent.
the open. They're just out in the open.
They're out in the open.
I was going to wear my white gloves tonight, but I forgot them.
He's not even running his hedge fund anymore. He gave up. He's like, it's too hard to do this anymore.
Right.
It's a different world we're living in. I kind of hope he wins. I do. I would like to see some shake-up. I would.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Wait, who are we saying is going to win?
Mondami.
Mondavi. Robert Mondavi.
Yeah.
But I hope. I mean, I think that would be it'd be a little lesson.
Yeah.
It'd be something because
It'd be cool to see what he could actually
The
accomplish.
Democrats forced out David Hogg, and I'm gonna be honest, I was not a David Hogg fan at all. Not at all. I did not like the way he
You
talked.
didn't like the hog?
I didn't like the Hogg much. I just didn't. I didn't see. He just turned me off. But I liked his message. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Oh my God, Doobie. Because he's right. Some of these old school politicians need to be primaried. They're not getting the job done. They're not working for us. People don't like them.
Yeah.
They're only winning because they got seats that they're not going to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with primaries. Nothing wrong.
Nothing.
The only problem with the primary thing is when the parties decide who the winner of the primary should be.
And I think
And
the
they start
Democrats are
backing
guilty
one
as
cat.
charged.
And that is a huge problem. Besides that, no problem with
You think
primaries.
Democrats have lost a lot of people because of that stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I do
Yes.
too. I really do. Like,
Yes.
I really didn't like the whole Bernie Sanders.
The
Hillary
2016
Clinton
Bernie
debacle.
was a nightmare for
It
like
was.
young progressives.
And therefore Trump. That's how we get Trump.
Maybe.
Democrats got to learn, I think, and instead of casting blame and looking for answers, look in the mirror.
$638 million raised. 11 million went to the actual candidate.
That's okay. That's all you need to say.
That's the
but
problem.
that happens on both sides. I'm positive.
Probably,
it
yeah.
Oh yeah,
does,
no.
without
If
a
you
doubt.
look
Yeah.
at Zinke's
Probably.
fundraising reports,
What
you'll
did
see
Kamala
all
raise?
that kind of
Over
stuff.
$1 billion,
Probably.
and owes money
Yeah.
somehow.
Right, both candidates spent over $1 billion.
Over $1 billion
On what?
Consultants.
These ads?
Consultants.
Good Lord.
Ads.
Pollsters.
Postcards.
Consultants.
Like I remember watching, I watched Jeopardy every night, and it was like during the election, it was like they'd go to a commercial, it'd be Trinell, Zinke, Tester, Sheehy, Trinell, Jeopardy come back on. And it was just like, oh
You're right.
my
That is.
Lord.
It's all
It was
is.
like every single ad was a political ad, and I'm like, is this swaying people? I mean,
Yeah. My mother-in-law used to watch those shows, and she'd be like, this guy comes on, he says mean stuff about that guy. That guy comes on and says mean stuff
Yeah,
about
it's
this guy.
crazy.
And none of them are saying what they're going to do for us.
I
They're
know.
just
Yeah.
like, no, not him.
the only good one I've ever seen was Bullock. And maybe he was running for Senate or something. And it was, I don't even think he mentioned Dane's name once. It was like his family was in it. And like his little son was like,
Oh yeah.
hi, I'm Steve Bullock. That's how my dad answers the phone. And then like his kids were like kind of shitting on him, making fun of him and like saying he's like a dork. And then he was like, I'm Steve Bullock. This is my family. We live in Montana and that's what we care about.
It would be nice to
And I
have.
was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
I think one thing that could turn this country around is making political advertisements about policy instead of about ripping on
Ed,
who they're
people
running.
are going to start yelling at you about
Have
the
you
First
not
Amendment
read
like
the
they
Supreme
do.
Court cases over the last 10 years?
I know.
Ain't happening anytime soon.
Yeah.
No, I know it won't.
Clarence Thomas would like a word
Stare
with you.
decisis. Not that we've cared about that.
But
for
it
a
just
while.
seems
Until it doesn't jive, then it's like, well, we're going to
like
change all this.
you know how you're informing your voters is basically saying, my opponent eats babies, then fucks them after he eats them.
I
and
think
he's
we're
a bad
closer
person.
to that being on an ad
God damn it.
than
Oh my
like
God,
these
let's do the
kind
burger
political
man.
advertisements.
Well, I guess we probably should wrap it up. The dogs are going.
What a
nuts.
way to wrap
It's
it.
Yeah, there's
Wait,
one.
no,
There's
no,
one
no.
last.
Ryan's got something.
There was one last thing I
Kevin
wanted.
just gave me the sign. That's all
Yeah.
I need.
What was the sign? What are we at 2 hours?
One last thing I
Probably.
wanted to ask everyone about. Did you see the article about, the energy drink Celsius
Yeah,
and how they like
I thought it was a sparkling water, so I bought a six-pack.
where they like fucked
Wait,
up
is,
at the
is
fact.
that the stuff Aaron Flint's selling with the aspirin mixed in?
Well, yeah, they like fucked up at the factory and they filled them with a bunch of like vodka cocktails.
What?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a bunch of high noons.
Yeah, so like, and I was
No.
yes, what? And I was thinking about it, and I was like,
What a
oh,
hell of a
man,
surprise
like,
at work.
Like 16-year-old
Yeah.
Ryan, like 16-year-old Ryan, this would have been like my Willy Wonka, the
Oh,
golden
yeah,
ticket.
for
I would have like,
sure.
and I'm like, I want it now.
So it
I
wasn't
want
even the
world.
Celsius drink. It was a
No, it's like
high
they're
noon.
like 6%. So like there are kids right now that are like, man, I feel fucking good, dude.
I
This
mean,
is a
so
great drink."
obviously they
So
know.
explain what a high noon is.
So high noon is just like it's like a canned cocktail. So you can get like
Oh, okay.
like a vodka soda, and then it's like
Oh,
pineapple.
malt beverage. That
Yeah.
comes
Malt
in a can.
beverage.
We sell some of those at
Yeah.
the
But
bar.
there's real vodka in them because you can't get them at the grocery store. You got to go to the liquor store.
Oh, so they are real.
And
so,
it's also just a boon for defense
So the-
lawyers.
the
Any DUI lawyer is going to be
Yeah.
like, my client was drinking seltzers.
Had no idea.
It's the only real defense to DUI in Montana is involuntary intoxication. Like, if you say, I thought I was drinking, I didn't know someone spiked the punch.
Right, yeah,
Like,
I had
that's
no
a
idea.
defense. So,
wow.
anyway, I just love that story and just thought about
Celsius.
Yeah.
So you.
Yeah, right.
How'd you cut your hand on the table saw? Well, I had 6 Celsius at lunch.
Yeah, I got a little.
But I just know me and my friends would have been like, we would have had every town pump, every Safeway,
Pump it out.
cases
they
of
were-
Celsius. Just been like, no, nothing. We got one, yeah.
said it was going to keep me awake. It did
Yeah.
something to me,
Right,
all right,
right.
you know?
You guys used to go to the grocery store and suck out that laughing gas out of that whipped
Yeah,
cream too,
right,
didn't
yeah, the
you?
whippets. Oh God, yes. But I just wanted to bring that up before we ended because I thought
Okay,
it
but
was
then
very funny.
we'll end it on. Let's just. How about one word? Like Democrat. What? Just let's some. Well, I'll start. And to me, the thing I think they need. And for me, I know it sounds okay, Steve. We have ducks in the islands. I want to see courage. I want to see courage, and I know that's talked about, and it's been thrown around, but I don't see it, and I'd like to see it.
My one word would be Epstein.
I like that. That'll be next week, I think. Well, we're going to focus on that next week. What's your word, Bo?
I'm going to go with honesty, and I think that would work. That would work for both Republicans and their perception of Democrats, and say, yeah, we want to see more honesty because Democrats lie. But I would like to see Democrats be a little more honest about what they stand for, as opposed to saying, okay, I can't get too far beyond the pale of my party.
Yeah.
And they're fearful of saying,
I'm
no, I
down.
stand for this. And I mean, as we talked about for the last, or parts of the last hour and 45 minutes, we've got candidates that are winning in New York saying some shit
being
that their
honest.
own party hates and is attempting to shut them down for. But I think that the Democrats need to be more honest, and it will resonate with both sides of the spectrum.
I like it. What do you got, Mike?
For the party, I got two things. The candidates, I want my candidates to be courageous.
Okay,
I want
like
my
that.
party to have discipline.
Okay.
Discipline, courage, honesty, and Epstein. One word doesn't seem to fit in. Well, he had a lot of courage.
They should be hammering
He had a
the
lot.
Epstein story.
They should be hammering Epstein. They should. Well, you got one guy, Blumenthal, I think, is the only guy I really hear talking about a lot in the U.S. Senate.
I thought you were going to wrap it with those 4 words. And
Yeah, I know. All right, we're done. All right, thanks
ride
a
the
lot.
wave out, baby.
Next week we'll talk Epstein.
Okay. You ready?